welcome to episode, oh my God, 43? 43? Double check, everybody. I think it's 43 of AIM Downsights podcast. We have a great show this week. There's been lots of bits and pieces around news, game releases, trailers, all sorts happening in the gaming space. And we're going to do some intros. We have a fantastic guest joining us this week, KY Bob. We have Lyric joining us next week. Just FYI, so if you thought Lyric was joining us this week, he's next week. But KY Bob is here with us, and fantastic to have you joining us this week, KY. If you don't know where he's from, Game Set Live. I hope I got that right. I always forget the order it's in. Yep. I got it right. 10 points to Gryffindor. There we go. And then we have, as per usual, NextGenNero, our in-house gamer, games on everything, and is low-key, not a grifter. Yeah.
I try not to be.
Soul is like, this is news to me. And then we have Soul back here with us this week. Thank you. I missed you last week, as per usual. I'm going to throw to our guest first and find out, what have you been up to? What have you been playing? Have you been watching anything? And thank you so much for joining us this week.
I've been actually playing a tasty little bit from Rebellion that everybody else will get access to in a few days. It's an amazing game. Really loving it.
Atomfall?
I can't say whether it is or it isn't. I don't know the rules, but
I'm trying to remember, is Rebellion doing Atomfall? I feel like they are. So
yes, Rebellion is.
I will just fill it in. Okay, you got around it. Go.
And it's an amazing game. It's wow. Everybody's gonna love it. It's gonna be a breath of fresh air in the survival space. Yeah, I've been playing that, and really just here recently, I got I was able to get all 17 Command and Conquer games on Steam for $5, and I've been going back and playing the old classics like Red Alert 2, Red Alert 3.
17 of them? I didn't realize there were that many.
Yeah, there's 17. Well, if you add in their expansions, like I think Red Alert 2 and then Yuri's Revenge, they called it two different games, but it was really just an expansion. But yeah, playing those old classics and then getting my time in with that other one. It's been busy, very, very busy.
Well, as gamers, we all know what that's like. Trying to find time for our games while fitting our family in and around that. So, yeah. No, I jest. Soul. Mr. Greybeard himself. What have you been up to? How have you been? Thank you. We've missed you so much.
Hey. I have missed you guys as well. What's up, chat? KY Bob. Appreciate having you in the building today. It's going to be a good one. I've been all right. I'm not going to complain. You know what I mean? Life is lifing, trying to stay afloat. But that's what we're all doing, so nobody wants to hear that shit. But let's talk about games and what we're watching and what we're doing and everything. So, I'm still toying around with Avowed. I thought I had messed up, my saves or whatnot, right? Because I said, you know what, this time I'm going to try to go full Archer and see how this plays out and see what kind of, how that's going to work. And, I'm jumping into it, and you kind of remember where everything is kind of fresh because you just ran through it, a fresh 80 plus hours. That's not just ran through it. That's a long time to put into a game. But I'm like, man, you know what? Let me run through it. And this time, because I did a mash of first person, third person, I said, I'm just third person all the way through this time. No first person. Yes.
Can I ask you, have you
played
around with the FOV slider on third person? Because they've added the FOV slider on third person now as well.
Okay, I have not. So I do need to go. Yeah, I heard about it. I got to go to it and check it out and see how it feels. So that's adding a nice little layer of excitement as well. So I'm excited about doing that and just going full bore third person because that's my preference. But I'm not gonna lie, it was silky smooth for first person, and there were just some effects playing a wizard mage, for the first run through that I just really liked up close and personal from first person, and it was cool to see them when you drew it back in third person as well. So, but this time I'm going all third, so I want to see how it plays out and see how this ranger or whatnot, plays in this aspect, and I'm already comparing it to Dragon's Dogma 2. And so
Mm.
I, I,
How
I
so? What do you
gotta,
mean?
well, the archer or thief or whatever, like,
Oh
if you
yeah.
go that route in Dragon's Dogma, it's ridiculous. I mean, it really is. And then if you played mainly like archer in Veilguard, there was some pretty dope effects with the bows, how they shot, landed, all the effects. Really, really nice. So I'm trying to see how this stacks up. And so right now, that's what I'm doing with this playthrough. In about, I'm not even watching the chat. I see your face. So I already know there's some stupid stuff going on right now, and I'm pretty sure if it's foolishness going on, I know they're talking about Nero. So I'll get to it in just a second. I already know. I know who they're. I don't even have to look over to see who they're talking about. I already know what the deal is. But so we're having another run through of that. I have gotten back into Hitman, Hitman 3 to be exact, and realized there was a level that I had never even touched. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm really,
There's a secret
Hitman
cow
is like,
level.
no, no, because Hitman, it's what is it, Ambrose Island? I don't know how I missed that one. I like have no idea, but I've been digging it, enjoying it. And Hitman is one of those guilty pleasures that you can always just jump right back into, and you really never just lose where you are with that game. So Hitman has been it for me as well. And then just today, I had all intended purposes to try it out last night, but I jumped into 33 Immortals just a touch.
Were you online last night? How did I not see you? Were you appearing offline? I was on all day yesterday.
No, I didn't get a chance to jump on last night. Not like I thought I was going to, and not like I initially said, "Hey, let's all jump on." No, I didn't get a chance to, so I wasn't on. But I did jump on
So
for a
you're
quick second
breaking my
today to get it.
soul.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I jumped on today to check it out and see how it plays. And right now, I'm still starting with with the starting weapon that I started with was like a bow and arrow, and I have gotten to the little part where you can see check out the other ones, and I don't think I have any major power ups. I was just checking it out, so I'm just interested to see how much faster I might be able to shoot that bow and arrow, or with the other weapons. I think there was like a broadsword, there's daggers, and then there's some kind of a staff or something that lobs stuff, and tried them all out just in the little training area to see how it plays. And I think I still like the bow best right now, but I am anxious to see how, when you power it up, how
Mm,
it goes, just
mm.
from some of the gameplay that I've seen. It looks really, really interesting. It's funny though, because everybody can go like their own way. And so I'm running around and I'm trying to shoot stuff. And then next thing I know, guys are just bailing out. And I'm like, wait, 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 wait. The screen is starting to fill up. You go into the little torture areas or whatever, and it gets kind of chaotic. And people are dipping out, not of the torture area, but just on the screen. So I'm like, well, I'm trying to find people so I can stay in the fray, and not be by myself because I feel like I'm so underpowered right now. So I'm just trying to stay with the pack so that hopefully I can level up a little
Do
bit
your
faster.
stuff level up, stay with you? It's not like a roguelite in the sense of you have to go through and level up your stuff every single time.
I don't know yet. It feels like you can kind of do it your own, but I'm trying to see how close it is to Hades. That's my reference point. And so, but I haven't gotten there. But I'm interested to get back in and definitely get back into that a little bit tonight. And I know we're going to talk about it, but Assassin's Creed, I haven't gotten there yet, and I've been trying to figure out how to finagle this. I don't know if I want to go just straight pay for it route, but
Or
I think I'm going to
Ubisoft?
go the Ubisoft Plus. I think that's what I'm
Yeah,
going to do.
I'm
I think
considering
I'm
that
going to
too.
do that because I looked at it. It's like, okay, $17.99 for the Plus, right? And so by the time you put in your taxes, you're still less than half. I mean, I saw it like on Best Buy for $59.99, but you you're just at what 30 18 36 $37 with tax, maybe $38 with tax through Ubisoft for 2 months. So if I grind for 2 months, I'm pretty sure I can, get through it, at least the base game. How about that? And then we'll
Mm,
kind of go from there. So I think that might be the way that I go with Assassin's Creed today. And I'm hoping, honestly, that I don't get hooked and kind of stay in the Ubisoft Plus a little longer than what I want to, because there is this game called Star Wars Outlaws that I want to get into, and I can see that being the next one on the list. But with South of Midnight and Doom and everything else coming, I don't know. So I might hit it and quit it for 2 months. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and then see what I can do. But that's where I've been. Not even gonna take any more time about what I've been watching or whatnot. Daredevil is fire. For those who are not watching Daredevil, it is fire. So if you're
Yeah,
not
there's only
watching,
4 episodes out though.
say what now?
I've only got access to 4 episodes.
So I've kind of
Yeah,
limited myself to 2 subscriptions. For the
yeah,
longest time, it was Game Pass Ultimate, and it was the top tier of PlayStation.
yeah.
But I kind of weighed the value of the two, and I dropped my PlayStation subscription and picked up the Ubisoft Plus, and I've never looked back.
Mm. See,
Mm.
but I'm like you. You didn't say that you were, but you said you didn't look back. I love Ubisoft games. I love them. I love how they're set up. It works for my play style, and it works for the time that I have as well.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I never feel a sense of urgency with the games. I can always just enjoy them, really get into them, take my time, do what I need to do, search every nook and cranny, whether it's a Far Cry, a Watch Dogs, or a Set 8,
Question.
see a Creed. You know what I mean? So that's why I love the games. They're always beautiful. I've yet to see an ugly Ubisoft game. You know what I mean? So
True.
don't tempt me. Don't tempt me, because I don't
Um,
stay in longer than I need to.
I was just gonna ask, does Ubisoft Plus allow game sharing at all? Or is it individual subscriptions?
I
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never looked into it. I've just always
Sharing.
opened it up on, with my own gamer tag and my own account on my PC. I've never looked into it.
I am
But you know what you
curious
can
because
do? You can play them anywhere Ubisoft Plus is. You can play that anywhere it is. And I
Yep.
think that's why I'm going to go with that, because for future, if I, when PC rolls in for me, when it rolls in, that's a nice option.
well, because
That's a nice option.
I always buy Assassin's Creed and then I game share it with my twin
Mm,
because that is
okay.
one of her favorite franchises of all time, and so we always game share. So that's why I'm like possibly considering just buying it outright so that we
Mm,
can game share it, and then she'll
okay.
just give me half the money.
And just so
Okay.
you
I mean,
know, Soul, the PC launcher for Ubisoft, it's called Ubisoft Connect. I've never had an issue with the PC launcher. From updates to launches to the way everything plays, never had an issue with it.
mm,
So
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
See,
solid.
that's yeah,
Well,
and then with all I'm sorry, Panda, with all the recent news of what is to come, this just really gets me excited for that type of thing where you're just really able to jump in and out of games no matter where you really want to play. I think that's just
I,
an
I
awesome
l-
thing
I
that's in the
like the
pipeline.
fact that if you own the game digitally,
Mm,
and you pass Ultimate, you can play that this Assassin's Creed game on the cloud anywhere
yep.
that you want, which I think is
Yep.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Sol, before we throw to Nero?
No, 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 no. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my feed bag together and walk around and click up a little dust here around the stables before he jumps in.
I'm just going to ask the chat very quickly. Can you hear us all, and including Nero? I'm going to throw to Nero. What have you been up to? How have you been? I know you're not feeling 100% today, so yeah,
I'm in a
just
I'm
jump
in a good
in. Yeah.
mood, man. Despite how I feel, man, just great time to be a gamer. Good to be back with my community, man. I can't really complain. Usual gamer stuff, man. Beat Horizon Forbidden West. Um, pretty mid. pretty mid, like I said. But me, when I call
Like,
games,
did you say Forbidden West?
yes, Forbidden West.
Which one did you prefer, the first or the second one?
Well, the second one I finished. I couldn't even get through the first one back in the
Okay.
day. I put it down. I seen this on sale for like 30. I took a chance. Because it's easy to call game stuff, but I'm one of the gamers that like to try it myself. Like I can see a game and be like, "Oh, that's probably gonna be mid," but before I have an overly critiqueful opinion on it, I like to go ahead and play them. But beautiful as fuck, like just a gorgeous game. Just boring. Characters is boring. Writing is horrible. Aloy is just as boring as ever. Um, Not really too much a fan of that. Still been playing Split Fiction with my homeboy Rizzy.
Such a
Been
fucking
loving
good
it.
game.
Yes,
I can't say
fantastic game.
enough. If you haven't tried it, find someone to play with. Play that game.
Also finished the casting of Frank Stone. I'm a huge Supermassive fan. I love their games. I love those style of games anyway, man. The Dark Analogy pictures, love
Mm.
those. And Helldivers 2, man, continues to be one of my favorite multiplayer games from this generation period. Just been super fun. Dope update came recently. Shadows, man. We're gonna talk about Shadows more in depth because I can just keep going about that, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say too much other than this is already in my top three Assassin's Creed games ever, man. It's right up there with Black Flag. This game is fantastic. It's amazing. It looked beautiful on the Pro. Been in the
You're not
performance
helping with
mode.
FOMO at all, Nero, by the way.
I tell everybody if you got access to Ubisoft Plus, me personally, I got a deep love with Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed, and personally, I never feel bad about paying full price for their games because it's a lot of content in Assassin's Creed games. Always has been, dating back to the first one to the Ezio games. They have always been jam packed with content. Now it's up to you whether you like that content or not. But me, I enjoy the content. I enjoy chasing foxes in Ghost of Tsushima. I enjoy uh, doing similar things right now in Assassin's Creed. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Is kind of peaceful. It's beautiful. Been having a great time with that, and also picked up WWE 2K24. Shout out to Microsoft and the reward points, man, because I ended up redeeming like $50 worth of reward points. Ended up getting this for $30. So, and I've been having a blast. I don't regret it. Been absolutely fun. I love the damage on the bodies over the match, man. It's on the females. They got the intergender matches again, so you can go ahead and if you want to be Rhea Ripley and slam Dirty Dom through a table, you can do that. So I just been having a blast, man. So many games, like you put in the thumbnail, man. Too many games. I'm looking forward to South of Midnight next month, Expedition 33, and everything else in between. Bob, I seen you mention Atomic Heart.
Yeah.
Super excited for that, man. Can't wait to check that out as well. Shout out Game Pass. Good time to
Atomfall?
be a
Do you mean
gamer.
Atomfall?
Yeah, is that not what I said?
You said Atomic Heart.
Oh, see,
I mean, it's
those
not
two. I've
wrong.
been doing that a lot lately. Nah, this is not the first time I call Adam Fall Atomic Heart.
Yeah.
Like
I
I don't
mean,
know why them
I
two.
understand. I was like, I definitely
Yeah,
understand how that happened.
thank you for catching that.
Speaking of which, at Atomic Heart, when Atomic Heart hit, it was it's a Russian developer, and the game came out just when Russia was invading Ukraine, so the
Yeah,
game kind of got glazed over.
Yep.
But it's really a good game. It really
Good,
is.
really
yeah, it's
hard
definitely
though.
solid. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Didn't they just have an update or some expansion or something on there?
Here, I feel like
Yes,
sometime
yes, they
towards the end
did.
of
They
half.
did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
And that looked good what they showed as far as that new expansion or update to the game. So, I
Yeah.
tried it out when
Yeah.
it first came out and I might need to go back to it. Yeah.
Mm. Sorry, Nero, was there? I feel like I might have cut you off.
Oh no, that was pretty much me caught up, man.
Mm.
Just it's been a great year for gaming. I can't state that enough. I've just been having a blast, no matter if it's on my PS5 Pro or my Series X.
Mm.
Looking forward to the Switch coming later this year, Switch 2. I have no complaints, man. I feel like this has already been one of the best years of gaming, and we haven't even gotten GTA. When you
Yep.
think Monster Hunter, this is my
Doom isn't
first
out
Monster
yet.
Hunter. It's been amazing. Yes, Doom isn't out yet. We got Death Stranding 2. That's a divisive game. I personally enjoy walking around through one. it's therapeutic. I love the music. Kojima is different. I'm not probably getting to day one unless somehow I finish one before then, but I'm in chapter 3, and everybody who beat in Death Stranding tells me that chapter 3 is the longest. Once you get through chapter 3, it'll be a more easier game to go through. But I've been taking my time with that, and think I messed up and said Days Gone, but that's because that's been on my mind. I love Days Gone, yo. Retri, I know he's excited for that too because the PC update and the remaster is going everywhere, PlayStation and PC. I already paid my $10. I'm just waiting. I can't wait to get back in there. I'm not even gonna port over my trophies and save file. I'm just gonna start fresh.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Okay. Well, before we kick into some quick news, what have I been up to this week? I started watching Daredevil, so I'm all caught up on Daredevil. For what episodes are out, I have been watching Reacher, so I haven't finished them about episode 5.
Is Daredevil on Disney Plus? Sorry,
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember one used to be on Netflix, so I didn't know.
I will be cancelling my Disney Plus after all 12 episodes of Andor season 2 release. After that, goodbye Disney Plus. I just can't justify it anymore. I just can't.
That's how I felt about Netflix.
I don't
cut
have
it off,
Netflix anymore either.
And that was a stalwart with that. I was like, no, it's not going anywhere. And I got to the point and I said, you know what? I'm not even really watching it. And it's got to go. Plus, it was the highest one as well. Monthly.
Yep. So I have my Prime.
Yeah.
And I use TVNZ Plus, which is a free subscription in New Zealand. And I get to watch shit through there. So I'm happy. I finished my current single player playthrough of Halo 3's campaign. So I've playing, I don't know which one do I play next. Is it Reach or ODS?
Play Reach.
ODST.
Well, you can go either.
Yeah, so
I'm just a huge Reach fan.
Reach is fantastic, but I'm like, I don't know which one to play next in the order. So I'm going to do either one. I'm going to play those two anyway, and then play 4. And I started actually properly playing Indiana Jones because I want to try and get that out of the way before the next lot of games release.
And it took everything in me to be quiet and just be patient just now. I said, yo, she don't mention that she started Indiana Jones, so she got a world of her.
Yeah.
It'll go quick.
I feel like you'll come at me.
It'll go quick.
Yeah, so I've started there. I did everything I could in Rome or the Vatican, and I've gone to Giza, and I'm there, or Giza, or however you freaking pronounce it. And like, took me a while to really understand, like, in order to get all the collectibles, you really have to run through and do all the little story beats. Because I was like, I really want to just go get collectibles. I'm that person who just does every little thing and then goes and does the story. But in this, they actually make you go and do some of the story stuff in order to get into the locations that you need to get the rest of the collectibles. So it started off a little bit slow for me. It's picked up more. I am really enjoying it. It's just Indiana Jones, right? It's like my childhood. Yeah, that's me this week. I don't think there's been anything else I've been playing.
How do you like the fighting? How do you like the fighting on
very easy, except when I first had to the boxing stuff and the boxing ring, the first boxing ring that you get into, that I was like, thank God there's this restart from last checkpoint a minute ago. That took me a second, but other than that, I haven't really been overwhelmed with anything. I find it pretty straightforward. The stealth is quite easy. I love the disguises idea. So I don't know. I know people were complaining about some of the combat and such, but I always just they don't last very long with me. I either beat them down with my fists or whatever is lying around on the ground next to me.
Wow.
Yeah. I wasn't much of a shooter
Nazis.
Yeah.
Even if I don't need to, I'm like, let's get them. So like in Sniper Elite where it's like stealth or what's the other option? Lethal. And I feel like I'm playing this game lethal.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you just reminded me of a really cool memory I had playing with Dealer Gaming. We were playing Sniper Elite 5, and we had our shots picked out, and I was taking this guy on the right and he was taking this guy on the left, and we shot him, but then this Nazi came up behind us, and Dealer was like, "Fuck it, Bob, go hot, get loud. We're not going stealth anymore."
Oh, that's
That
funny.
was
That's
great.
funny. Oh, I love it. Oh, Sniper Elite. Oh, that's fantastic games. Have you played Resistance, KY?
Yes, I'm actually playing it right now. I'm in the middle of
I really
the
enjoyed
DLC
it.
mission
Yeah.
where you shoot the Führer.
That's the same DLC, I think, from Sniper Elite 5. I think they kept
I
that.
think I think it's different because I played the one from Sniper Elite 5. The one Sniper Elite 5 that you did that was Wolf Mountain.
Well, yeah, and I feel like there was a whole heap of achievements for the Führer as well, like shooting.
Oh, I don't remember.
It might have been additional DLC. But yeah, I love those games. All right, just going to say a quick shout out to the chat. Thank you, everybody who are joining us live, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Twitter, or Twitch, whether you're watching live with us, whether you are watching after the fact. Thank you, each and every one of you. We appreciate you. We're going to kick off into some quick news. Nero, do you want to lead off the quick news, or
For
would you like
sure.
me to? Oh, wicked.
Yeah, we can
Thank you.
tag team.
Yeah.
So we starting with some good news, man. You know, I like to start it off with some good news here and there, man. South of Midnight has officially gone gold. So congratulations to Compulsion and Xbox, man. I'm really looking forward to playing this game, man. South of Midnight is looking like one of those ones, man. So real soon, guys. Not too much longer. Congrats to them. You guys got any comments on that?
Hurry up.
Yeah, that's it.
Hurry up.
Like that is for me. It is just hurry up and like hurry up before I mess around and just say, F it and get. Are they still like
Yes.
selling the version that has like the records or the vinyl or whatever that is?
I have no
Is
idea.
there a book or something as well?
I feel like
I
there
know
is.
they had like another version where you can get up all the extras, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to. But the more I look at everything, I'm like, you know what, that would be nice just to have, So I am so
100%.
tempted. I'm
100%.
tempted, but I can't wait for it, Nero.
Yeah, South of Midnight got some very dope artwork and themes, aesthetics going along with them. The cover art, official artwork they released on the Twitter account probably a few days ago. It was just absolutely gorgeous, man. Wallpaper worthy. So I'm
They were
excited for that.
even at the Future Game Show. They had
Yep.
a little trailer there. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, yep. Super excited. Now this little next piece, man, Last of Us Remastered is getting a free update on PC and PlayStation on April 3rd. You get 4 new no return maps, and now you get new playable characters, Bill and Marlene. Now that's really dope because I was considering going back. Shout out to the homie Gritty. He recently just got the platinum for Last of Us Part 2, and he said that the PlayStation hints pretty much walk you and guide you to where every collectible is at. So for me, that's dope because Last of Us is one of my all-time favorite franchises, and so is Alan Wake 2. But as far as sitting and playing those games with a guy open side by side, it's like, I don't really want to do that. So if the hints guide you to and let you know where everything at is each chapter, I might do that. But shout out Bill, man, and Marlene. I'm excited for the new season coming
What's up, Web Dave?
next week. What's going on, Web Dave? Yeah, new not next week, but next month. They got a new intergalactic theme skin for Ellie, and the update, like I mentioned earlier, is coming to both PC and PlayStation. Any Last of Us fans in here besides me? So you just sit this one out. No Last of
I
Us.
did not know
Shame on
that,
y'all.
by the way, Bob. I did not know that that's what the KY stood for. I'm glad to know.
Yeah, I was gonna.
wow.
Nero, I know you're in your thing, so I had some questions that I wanted to ask. But since you've clarified that,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't I don't. Everybody else uses the. They always use the other use all the time. So I just quit fighting it. I just go with it because most of the times it opens up a nice bit of dialogue, and
Oh,
It
I'm
always
oh,
good.
does.
oh, oh,
It
Bob,
was
look
like
at
my
that.
old gamer tag.
I don't know if that's what you want to say, that you just want to just let it go and stop fighting it. I mean, it becomes a
Lean
slippery
into it.
slope. Lean
Oh,
Slippery
into it.
slope there, Soul. I see
It
what you
becomes
did
a
there.
slippery
flip.
slope. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh
should have seen that
goodness.
coming. Or did you? Hmm.
What spelling of coming are you saying this, Soul? Sorry.
Oh Lord.
And I was like, man,
Oh,
he is
this is
really
why we.
leaning into this
This is how we
KY
get
thing. I was
cancelled.
like, man, this is gonna be an interesting conversation with this guy right here. You know what I mean? So let's get
So
into it.
I did I hear you wrong, Soul, or did you say you had a question for me, or was that for Bob?
Oh
Before
no,
I
I'm
asked you.
I'm talking about I was gonna ask Bob some questions about that
Okay,
KY,
okay,
but we've got it cleared up.
okay,
We've
gotcha.
got it cleared
Yeah.
up. So
Thanks,
Nero, continue,
Sparky.
sir.
Oh no, all good, man. But next little quick piece of news, man. A web domain for the rumor Persona 4 remake has been spotted online, and I think I seen somebody said somewhere it was spotted to be coming to Game Pass day one as well, like how the 3 remake was. So, and this isn't the first time this happened. 2 years ago, something similar happened 3 months before Persona 3 Reload was announced. So wherever they smoke, they might be some fire. Take that with a grain of salt. But for all the JRPG homies out there, Persona 4 remake might be coming to Game Pass soon, and it's pretty dope. I really want to get into the Persona series, but I just know I gotta dedicate time to them. But I'm slowly creeping into that JRPG genre, man. I've been enjoying Final Fantasy 7, and 16 was really dope too. So I'm slowly getting there, y'all.
A
Work with
lot,
me.
a lot of that turn-based style gameplay, I prefer to play on a handheld. So I will definitely be re-picking up my Persona gameplay once I have my handheld.
Definitely. Any other Persona fans?
I know I'm not a Persona fan. I was just going to comment that if the
That's because you're a
handheld,
man, Bob. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. That's because you're a man. Look at that Gears and Halo in the background. Look at that Reach poster.
Destroyed,
Look at that thing. He's a man.
it's right.
Nobody want to play. No, I'm just playing.
It's right.
Go
I
ahead.
even have I even have an issue with Yakuza because of the art style. I just it's not nearly enough. But no, seriously, if that handheld, if the handheld has got enough windows running in the background, that not only can I switch over to a Steam launcher, but I can also run my Ubisoft launcher. Oh my goodness! I mean, yeah, I'll end up getting myself fired from work because I'll be taking my handheld everywhere I go.
Why did they
It,
spend 2 hours in the bathroom? And why are they taking the handheld with them?
what's in that bag they go to the bathroom with every day?
Mm. You know what's gonna be in that bag? A little bit of KY.
God damn, I knew it.
I love it. I
Hey,
love
hey,
it.
that could be. We are the bourbon capital of the world, so that could be taken another way. A little bit of KY could be a nice bottle of Buffalo Trace.
Mm.
Hey, you know what? Had some last night. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. Okay.
Woodford, right here too.
Oh, say, and you know what? My second old fashioned, I said, give me this one here, and then the second one, I want this. Say, yes, sir. Yeah, now you're talking my language.
Yep.
Let's go, baby. Okay, no doubt. No doubt.
Now, this next piece of news, I'm really personally super excited for. Towerborn will arrive on Xbox Series X and S alongside a huge update, cross-platform and play progression, couch co-op on Xbox consoles, class skills, all new progression systems, a reimagined world map and quest line, new enemy types, new legendary items, gameplay movements. That is all coming on April 29th. As long as it's achievements in there, I'm in there. As long as it's the full release, I'm an achievement whore, trophy whore. I like feeling accomplished for my damn time. And that's why I'm not rushing to play 33 Immortals right now. They ain't get no achievements for it, goddamn. I do some cool shit. I like something to pop around here. So yeah, man, Towerborn is looking dope. It's about time. It's finally coming to Xbox consoles real soon. April is looking like a real good Game Pass month. I mean, it's a whole good Game Pass year, if you ask me. But anybody excited for Towerborn?
Yes. Yes. How many people can you play at once? Like, is it just 2-player?
I thought it was
Or
up
can
to
you
4.
up to
I
4?
might be
Okay,
wrong
yeah,
on that.
100%.
I might be wrong
Looking
on
forward
that,
to
so
this.
don't quote me.
I like some of those co-op style games because I don't know, it's nice to actually be able to join parties and have a conversation and laugh and joke and not have to be like, because when I play story driven games, I really have to be by myself because then I feel like I'm pausing the game all the time and missing out on stuff, or I have to adjust the audio of the people I'm in the party chat with so they're not talking louder than the game I'm playing. And so, yeah, it's the more the co-op or multiplayer games that exist, the easier it is for me to go and play online with other people. Yeah, so I love them. Mhm.
So I'm curious. I'm curious what everybody thinks about. So we know. I mean, it's unofficial, but I mean, all the stars are aligning in that direction. That this Xbox collaboration is with Asus, and with Asus's handheld, we can look at the ROG Ally, and we can look at that as a kind of an example of what the Xbox partnership could be like. So among all the handhelds, the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, the Legion Go, and I know there's another one I'm forgetting. How do we feel about them choosing Asus to go with the partnership?
It's
Well,
Positive?
I'm personally, like, and this is where I may differ from everybody, but personally, I don't really care too much because I just want their own, like, dedicated, straight up made from Xbox for my library, all around from them. Like, if the rumor handheld they're making themselves is true, if they do launch a next gen console in 2027, right, or next year, and it comes with an actual dedicated handheld, kind of like how the Series S came alongside the X, that's where I want my money to go. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna support. But if you know what the Asus coming this year, I've had a few people recommend uh, the Asus Ag Raleigh, whatever it is. I don't know, but the name of it, I don't follow it too much. But I
Oh,
did have a few
the ROG
people.
Ally.
Yeah, okay, yeah. A lot of people did recommend that to me. I had a few people trying to tell me like the benefits of that over the Steam Deck or vice versa. But personally, if I get a handheld this year, it's definitely going to be the Switch 2. But I'm definitely intrigued to see what this handheld partnership, what comes from this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm more intrigued for the actual, true dedicated Xbox handheld that they're working on.
What is that? Because it's Asus in a collaboration with Xbox. So it'll be definitely like Xbox integrated into that around native Xbox button and things like that. I am optimistically hopeful around it. But again, without knowing more details, it's kind of hard to say anything else. I think Nero and I talked about this last week quite. I don't know how in depth it was, but just about I'm going to take the wait and see approach. Kind of how I'm
Yeah,
going to go with the Switch too. At the moment, I really want the announcements to then make an informed decision for myself as to what I want to do. Uh, including knowing that there will be a native Xbox handheld coming later on. So, the rumored Steam integration, I think, is really really cool around that. I think that's a big part of it. Like Steam and Game Pass on a handheld would be fantastic. Multiple storefronts, those sort of things. That's what we kind of want. Then you've got one handheld that feels like it can rule them all. And yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
I like that. I like that. One to rule them all. So I'm gonna go
I live in
aesthetic
Middle Earth,
wise.
okay? That's because I live in
What
Middle Earth.
you do,
You actually do.
you actually do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You proud foot you. So um, so
Thanks, Toll.
uh,
I'm lucky that didn't go
so
everywhere.
I'm just saying if maybe if the KY was right, it may have got a little distance.
Yeah.
Slides a lot better. Okay, let's keep it going. So
The show,
shit.
everybody. Watching
So
live.
here we
Aim
are.
down sights.
I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
Oh
I'm just gonna
no,
keep
there's
keep it
nothing you
alive.
can do that I haven't been subjected to on some of these other shows. No, honestly.
I'm sure. I am sure. So
Soul says that while chapping his lips. No, I'm kidding. Soul.
So check it out. I think the just aesthetically, I personally like the look of the. I don't have a handheld. I have the Switch, so that's the only handheld hybrid that I have. Right. But when I looked at the ROG Ally via
Oh my
Best
God.
Buy, and I like the look of it, and I like the feel, the weight of it. Me personally, because I wouldn't want it to be too heavy. It didn't seem overly bulky, and it was actually kind of sexy, in my opinion. It was actually, yeah, I thought it was kind of sexy, and so I'm thinking about that. And especially when it comes to Xbox and the consoles, the 360 was a little sexier, definitely sexier than that first big bad boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
you
I
like
love
a
the
little
big bad boy
bossy
because
one, huh?
yeah. Big boy had his day, right? But I love the X that was just raised on it. And I think I wish they would kind of bring that kind of a design back to give it a little something to it. But I think we're probably past that. That's just me being selfish. I thought the 360 was sexier. And then I thought when they went to the 1X, it wasn't sexy. And this refrigerator is not sexy at all. Now, the Series S, it's smaller than that opposing big girl,
Hey,
because
the
that
One
is
X,
You
the
don't think the
One X
Tower
was
of Power?
gorgeous.
You don't think the Tower of Power is sexy? I love the
no,
Series
I,
X
I
design.
don't. I no, I no. I like it. It's just not. It's something about it's just not sexy. It's what I have though. I have the refrigerator. So when I look at the refrigerator and I see how big that thing is compared to it, I'm like, it just ain't sexy. But I like but I honestly, not a fanboy thing, not a console warrior thing. I actually like the design of that better than the PlayStation 5. I just don't like that design. And the one thing about like PlayStation for the most part, it's usually sexier if you want to say, but this one wasn't sexy for
I say
whatever
that
reason. It
base
just
one was not
wasn't
It's
sexy
almost
at
like
sexy.
all.
they'd taken
Yeah.
note from
Now
That
maybe
Alien.
maybe
the
maybe
original
the
that
Pro was a
one.
little sexier.
I
Yeah, see,
think
I
the
had the
Pro
big
and
boy.
the Slim is sexy as fuck, but
Right, right.
that base one, fucking the
Okay.
ugliest piece of shit I've ever seen.
And that's what I had. That's what I had. So
Respectfully.
I'm basing it off of that, which was not sexy at all. It was just big. And you put it right next to that Series X and you were like, gosh, it actually dwarfs this thing. You know what I mean? And I just didn't like the design. So I'm hoping that the next onslaught of consoles, hybrids, whatever for Microsoft, they do give us a nice, sexy, you know, console and handheld. I mean, it's nice when things look sleek and the design is really nice. It's just something like if you pull it out of your bag, it's nice. I almost went there with something else. I was like, hey, who doesn't like something when you
Hey,
pull it out? It's nice.
that's how they showed off. Like, you remember the 360, though.
Yeah,
Pulled it out of the
yeah,
bag. Done.
yeah. And so you don't want to see this bulky piece of hardware, and you're
Mm.
like, I gotta tote this around. And it looks like a
You mean
fucking
like the old brick
skateboard.
phones?
Exactly, right? Who
Xbox
wants to
better not
pull
be
out
coming up with that.
yeah, who wants to pull out a skateboard? You know what I mean? Or whatnot. So for me, I want to see something nice and sexy come from um these handhelds and whatever they're going to do with these consoles. That it looks right now that they're probably going to go the route of, hey, if you want to make one, you can make one. If you want to make one, you can make one. If you want to make
You
one
get a
too, okay,
handheld,
cool.
you get a
Yeah,
handheld, you get a
everybody
handheld.
gets a
Well,
handheld, right? Or whatever they're doing. So I'm just hoping that somebody gives us a nice high end, sexy device. I mean, Now, really, honestly, who's looking at the console when they're playing? I'm not. I mean, I can see mine, you know what I mean? But am I really? But it's just nice. It's just nice. And I'll say this one last thing. When you look at, I don't know what they did for the Pro and this Slim. So Nero, you'd have to jump in here, or Bob
Mhm.
or whatnot. When I opened up my Series X, opened up the box, the packaging, it was nice and sexy. It looked like money well spent. Like, oh, this is nice. Smell good, look nice. Box is durable. I opened up my PlayStation, it was like cardboard. And
Yeah.
it was like, what is this? I mean, I just expected better because typically, and it wasn't there. So Nero, was it different for the Pro?
Nah, it was
Did
the
they
same.
did was it better, or they just said here's some shit?
Nah,
I mean,
it's
it
the
literally rattled around in the box. I'm like, come on, man, pack it in, make it nice, make me, hey man, make me feel good.
yeah,
Go
it was
watch
just
some unbox
regular.
videos, Soul. The only nice experience was the limited edition version for like 30 years of the Pro with all the
Yep.
extra things in it. That was a nice
Mm,
unboxing experience.
mm,
All other Pros are not.
okay,
Sorry, Nero.
okay.
Go.
So, yeah, go ahead, Nero.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's just regular package console.
Okay, so so for a lot of people, they do factor that in and how it looks, especially if it's going to be a handheld. As plain as the design is, in a sense, for the Switch, when you actually look at it, it's not bad. It's not super sexy, but it's not bad. It's just slim. It fits nicely into your hand, and that's it. Not overly bulky. Really, really, it's pretty small. So,
That's
I'm
what she
hoping
said.
that do do do
I thought
do
she was
do
sober.
do do do. I knew
I
it was
am sober.
coming. Mhm. Okay, Panda, I
You've
see
never
you
been
right
a.
there.
I'm
So
crazy.
yeah. So I'm hoping we get that. I like what I see. And usually Microsoft doesn't give us that. So I'm hoping that they do, or at least this one by Asus or Asus gives us that.
Stop trying
That's a
hard.
great question, though, Bob. Great question. Great question.
So, as far as I go, so for those that don't know, I have a master's in electrical engineering and computer
Oh.
science, and so I've always built my own PCs. I've never bought a pre-built PC. I have my wife talked me into buying an iBuy Power PC for my son, and I was like, okay, that's just one less thing I have to do is build a PC for my son. So that was the only pre-built PC that is in this house. But other than that, I've always built my own PCs, and as far as ROG goes, Republic of Gamers, I mean, ROG Strix is the top of the line Asus products. I've had my last three motherboards have been ROG Strix motherboard,
Mm,
and I've never had one go bad or give me any problems whatsoever. Um, I've went through three of them because of upgrades. I go to the next one, it's
Mm,
got a faster PCI Express bus, or I go to the next one because it's got a better socket, AM4 to AM5. It's always quality hardware, and with Xbox picking ROG as their, I know I'm getting a quality piece of hardware. If it comes out this year, I know I'm getting a quality piece of hardware built for a gamer,
mm,
and that excites
yeah.
me. It
mm.
does. So I'll probably pick it up this year if it comes out, and if next year if Xbox releases their own, I'll probably pick that up too, and I'll play them both and give my 2 cents. But it's
Um,
Mm.
just what I am. It's
I
the
was just
way I
gonna
am.
Okay.
ask ROG Ally because I know they've got the X one that is it out yet or it's due to come out? I have no idea. Can't remember. They're running like is their OS is it a stripped down version of Windows? Or is it just Windows? I can't even remember what OS they're actually running. Because I was playing around with um the ROG handheld when I went to PAX last year. And I really enjoyed using it. It was really, really cool. And I was like, oh, I just want to take this away from the display unit and walk away with it.
Hmm.
unless they're running their own.
Yes.
OS.
Okay, the ROG X, I looked it up. The ROG X Ally runs Windows OS.
There you go. And we know that they've said they're wanting to make the Windows and Xbox experience more aligned, or bring more of the Xbox experience to Windows around gaming. So I think that's going to pay dividends when it comes to the handhelds that would be running a Windows OS. Yeah.
It goes on further to say this gives users access to their entire PC gaming collection in a portable form factor, and it runs Asus's their proprietary software called Armory Crate, which I run on all my PCs, which keeps all your drivers up to date and everything. It runs Armory Crate SE 1.5 software in the background to always keep everything updated. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good decision by Xbox. If they're not ready to release their own, I'm glad they went with ROG. If they did.
I think it saves them a lot of R&D as well on their side, and money, because they don't have to do all the work in the background. ROG or Asus has already done everything around their distribution channels and manufacturing and all of this. So it's such a smart decision to do that and then make a decision as to how they want to do a handheld in future. So yeah.
Shout out to Punty in the chat.
Yeah. 100%. Nero, do you want to I don't know where we left off, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, so a bit of not so good news. Square Enix financial report reveals that Life is Strange Double Exposure resulted in and I quote, large loss, making a sequel seem unlikely. I wanted to ask the chat, are any of you guys a fan of Life is Strange? Personally, I am. I loved Life is Strange 2. It's one of my favorites. Loved it. Life is Strange 1 is pretty decent. I planned on picking this up when it was on sale. I just didn't want to pay that full price. So this kind of sucks.
I'm a little bit sad about that. Double Exposure, I was super excited for. I still am. I will eventually pick it up. But I'm also a big fan of the Life is Strange series.
I see my boy Tryhard said Double Exposure was heavily disappointing to him. It's not good.
Story?
I trust your judgment, brother.
Yeah. I hope it wasn't just story. Was the story, gameplay, a bit of everything? I regret buying it day one. Oh, yeah.
Regret. Okay. Yeesh.
Damn. Oh. Hopefully you come to Game Pass or PS Plus soon. I'll check it out.
Story. Story wasn't good.
Story? That's
I
disappointing.
would assume, knowing what they've done in the past, that they would have nailed the story down.
Hearing that, I may download, because I was asking myself, because I got the full 100% completion for Life is Strange 2 on Xbox, and I just seen it was in PS Plus 2, and I've been asking myself, I'm like, I want to download that and probably grab this plat over here too. I wouldn't mind going through that. Hearing how you say that story is bad, try hard, I probably would definitely download 2 and go through that again, man. 2 is just so good. Yeah.
Because those games are built on the story, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just full of action. It's like a lot of story.
Nah, real narrative driven type of game.
Yeah.
So.
That I mean, if that's the case, then yeah.
They've been kind of on the.
Sorry,
the last one. The latest one called is Double Exposure, and the one before that was called True Colors. I got the full completion for True Colors on Xbox as well, but I mean, even that one was
didn't really follow the same storyline, right?
Yeah,
I feel like Double Exposure is the same characters older.
Yeah, I think they should have just kept going different characters, man. Like when they went to 2, I love that, and trying to go back to what they had with 1 kind of sets yourself up for failure if people don't really.
Yeah, if you can't live up to it, yes, yeah. Continuing, where were we?
Now, Silent Hill. This one, man. Look, first of all, Silent Hill F, day 0. Getting that easy. Maybe a negative day. I may pre-order that shit. Silent Hill F will not feature any firearms. Instead, you'll battle enemy creatures with close quarter melee weapons like axes, crowbars, bars, and knives. I'm cool with that. It looked like a real atmospheric, creepy Japan setting the first time it's outside of the USA. Hey, I love the USA, but come on, man, not every country just got guns and shit. So she's gonna be in Japan using melee weapons, and
Just
I'm
get some
excited for that.
piano wire and like garrote people.
I'm really excited for that soundtrack because I believe it's still Akira doing it, and he did the
Mm.
Silent Hill remake soundtrack, and soundtrack is truly terrifying.
Last two.
Oh yeah,
Now,
I showed the two just so everybody knows that I'm not like. Honestly, these are 2 boxes of the last 3 motherboards I bought, and they're all ROG Strix. I won't ever buy another product. If it's always going to be my first choice because it is. It's the best of the best.
well, hearing that, man, that makes me more comfortable. You know, I appreciate because I haven't had that type of perspective and input from somebody that's familiar with ROG and what they do. So hearing how you just stand by their products,
Oh
that
yeah,
definitely, I would be lying if I said I didn't increase my enthusiasm about what this collaboration could possibly be. As long as
ROG
that price
is
range is right, I'm in there.
ROG is the very top of the line product that Asus makes. Even if you see the Asus video cards, the ROG Strix is always the very top, the creme de la creme, the most expensive. Yeah, it's good stuff. It really is. Built
Okay,
well and it lasts a long time. As long as you don't like throw it out a door or a window or
right,
something,
right.
it'll go forever.
I'm excited to see what more come from this, man. So hopefully we get something officially revealed. You guys think they'll officially like reveal something at the summer showcase or
You mean Xbox's mid-year
yeah,
showcase?
Xbox, yeah.
I think there's a high likelihood, especially if they're launching something this year.
You mean
Then
the
yes.
pseudo E3 that's not E3 anymore?
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I
yeah,
call it
yeah.
X3 shit, fuck it. They keeping that tradition alive. I look at it like Xbox is keeping I look at that is from Xbox, that's my Xbox E3 shit. They've
Not
been
feeling
doing it every
selling
summer.
X price. Yeah, fair enough. Lord Roughness. I don't blame you. I feel like everyone's not feeling a lot of prices at the moment when it comes to gaming. Just the economy.
Yeah. Now this
Yeah.
next piece, I like this type of mindset. So Haze Light Boss, pretty much the guys who made Split Fiction. Uh is one of the best received games we have done. Everybody is super happy, but I'm so fully excited and focused on the next thing that we've already started. So basically, confirming that they already started a new game, man. And Split
Yes.
Fiction, they 2 for 2 with the games I played. Split Fiction and A Tale of Two Brothers, man, masterpieces so far. So whatever they come with next, I'm probably gonna definitely get in there. I might eventually check out It Takes Two, maybe with my lady or something.
You
But
haven't played it, eh? Soul,
nah,
will play It Takes Two, Soul.
nah, yeah, I need to.
Hey, so do you think they're going to stay with the same formula though? Because they had the Brothers game, they had A Way Out, they had It Takes Two, and now this one. So do you think they're going to stay with the
Co-op?
formula? I mean, it's work. Yeah, the co-op
I say
formula. I
if
mean, it's
it's not
working for
broke,
them.
don't fix it. Ain't no who else doing it like
I
them
think
though.
they should. I mean,
Okay.
no harm in expanding upon it, but he has a real big love for co-op or joint like games that you get to jointly experience with someone else because
Mhm.
it builds off so much when you think about it, like the moments that you experience and talk about when we're all playing the same game and we're talking about did you do this and did you do that, it's you're already
Right.
having those conversations immediately, or just attempting to kill each other in horrible ways because you can in these games because you're meant to work together, but sometimes you just want to be like nah. um
I say if it's not
this
broke,
is
don't fix it. Because
yeah,
who's really else doing it like that? Even with the Game Pass, I mean the Fran Pass. You know, you buy it
So
and
if I
nobody.
could,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Now go ahead, brother.
go.
If I could, just real quick, to speak on the what Nero said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So me and my wife, we both have Xbox Series X's, and so her console is set to my home console, and my console is set to her home console. So anything the other one buys, the other one gets automatic access to it, and
Right.
so she hasn't turned. She's kind of taken like a lifestyle change and been more active and stuff with the kids, and so she's not really gamed a whole lot lately. I don't think she's turned her Xbox on in 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
And I told her the other day, I was like, "Hey, I'm hearing a lot of really positive things about this game called Split Fiction, and I was thinking about buying it and us playing it together." And she was like, "Yeah." And then I said, "It's made by the same people that made It Takes Two of Us. Or It Takes
Mm.
Two, and
Mhm.
it's so because we played It Takes Two together because it's just fitting. You play It Takes Two with your significant other because it is a husband and wife that in the game, and we played it and we loved it." And as soon as I said that it's made by the same people that made It Takes Two, she was like, "Oh, hell yeah, go ahead and buy that game. And while I'm camping this weekend with the girls at Scouts, you go ahead and install that on my Xbox, and we'll start playing it Monday right away."
Wow, that's dope, man.
You
That's
know,
dope.
yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It
Yeah.
has an appeal, and it's always a really personal relationship that they
Hmm.
make between these co-op characters. They have a formula that succeeds,
Really
and
unique.
yeah, they're going to keep doing it. They have to because it works.
I mean, and it's a dying breed. Look how many people that was upset and cared when Halo Infinite didn't have couch co-op. You know, that,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people do still care about that. A lot of people do want to play with their husbands or play with their sons and daughters and stuff like that. Maybe on the same couch, or even just the fact that one person buy it and you get the fran pass. That right there alone is such a unique aspect. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's what they had 3 million, 2 million, 3 million sales. That's 6 million people playing this game.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing to see.
I mean, can't recommend Split Fiction enough, and the fact that they're already working on their next game after I've played all the way through to closing the credits out, I am so excited. I could already be like, take my money now. I don't care how much the game costs.
Mm.
Take it now.
That's great. I feel the same way with Far Cry. I get through a
Yeah.
Far Cry game and I'm like, okay, I'm mad because there's no more Far Cry to play. Ubisoft, take my money now, please. Just go ahead and line me up for the next one.
Right.
Just
Right.
recurring like payment in the future for the games they release. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do next because you can tell they had so much fun and enjoyment making Split Fiction, and then knowing that they were going to have this sort of reception. Um, he's just talking with a grin on his face the whole time. So I'm so excited for whatever their next game is. Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait.
Yep, I'm happy to support them. I'm happy to get in on this, and like I said, man, they cook, man. Tale of Two Brothers, man, was really heart touching to me because I love my brothers, man, and that story was just emotional. I definitely dropped a tear, and I feel like South of Midnight is probably gonna have a similar effect on me as well, man. So we need those type of games, those unique experiences, man. I'm all for it. So congratulations to them with all the success they have, and they deserve even more. And keep it coming, man. So last piece of quick news. Actually, we got two more pieces, but Monster Hunter Wilds was the best-selling game February across PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, and that's absolutely crazy when you consider it released on like what the 28th or something crazy, right? The back end of February. Congratulations to Capcom. I am a proud Capcom fanboy. I will proudly support them. This is my first Monster Hunter game. Um, I've been absolutely loving it, man. Dope combat, very fun. Looks and run very good on the PS5 Pro. It's been a great time, man. Epic combat can be real cinematic, challenging. I'm working on getting through the main story, and once I get through that, I'll be available for high rank hunts. And I can't wait to get out there with the bros. What up, Yobi? Pretty much. What up to the whole chat too, man? Everybody in here, all 123 of you guys. Uh, I definitely check that out, brother. What you tagged me in. But did you have anything to say about Monster Hunter? I think you said that wasn't your type of game, was it?
Nope, definitely not my type of game. I do think it's interesting that Steam accounts for more than half of the title's dollar sales. Is it best selling in? This is for the United States, right? I'm pretty sure these numbers were the United States.
Uh,
I feel like it. Like initially, when they're talking about more than half of the sales, I feel like
yeah,
I'm not surprised. Monster Hunter, ever since Monster Hunter World came out, that franchise has just snowballed into this phenomenon where people who never thought about playing this franchise before are sucked into the world, enjoying it. Monster Hunter Rise came out, this Wilds game is here, and people are loving it and enjoying it, and it's well deserved. Definitely well deserved. Is it Capcom? I feel like it's Capcom. It's Capcom, right?
yeah, Capcom. Yep,
See, Capcom, they're like such a good developer. Like
they are,
one of my
man.
favorite
Their
games of
range
last
is
year was Capcom with Dragon's Dogma 2.
they have
Um,
incredible range.
they do, they
Incredible
do.
range.
They're not resting on their laurels. They just keep putting out, I feel like, banger after banger after banger, and have been really smart with how they do their remasters as well. Yeah.
Yeah, love to see it. So, for the last piece of quick news, we have Embark Studios released a highly anticipated season 6 update for the finals with plenty of new content, changes, and detailed patch notes. So I didn't read the patch notes yet, but I'll probably definitely get into that again, man. I enjoyed the finals. I wonder if it's cross progression. If it is, I got no problem with linking up my accounts and playing it. Spinning back. Anybody y'all care about the finals? I enjoyed the finals, man. I think it's a kind of slept on game. It's just came and go, man. I'm kind of over the PvP shit, man. Until I get a new Halo or something.
I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. I have wanted to play it. I just never got around to it. I feel like I one day maybe will, but I'm happy to see that it's one of those games that have really found a market and is still here. There's been so many live service games that have just died a very short death. So I'm glad that this is not one of those titles and that there is a lot of love in and around it. And this type of game does give me concern around what Fair Games is going to do with Haven Studios. I don't know how that's going to fit in. Yeah, who knows?
I'm really interested in the finals. I always have been, but it's one of those games where I kind of want to go into it with a group of friends that know what they're doing, so that I can learn the correct way and
Mm.
not feel really out of place and not feel bad when I do bad because all my friends know that I'm new to it.
Hey, I got you, bro. One of the reasons I stopped playing is because I just like I don't have people to play with, and I think the finals is a great ass game, and I'm kind of disappointed with gamers as a whole. The fact that that game doesn't get enough love and player base and high. I think it should be higher than what it is. It got True Destruction, one of the best implementations of a UE5 game at the time of its release. We done gotten some great stuff with Avowed recently and Hellblade as well. But prior to that, that's what gave me faith with the rumors of Halo switching to UE5. Once I played the finals, I was like, okay, I can see them. I can see this being a shooter engine because prior to that, we was just getting letdown after letdown, in my opinion, with UE5 games. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's good to see these gaming as a whole really finally starting to like really take off and kick in.
Mm.
Shout out to Ubisoft pushing visuals forward, man, with that global illumination on that type of scale. And shout out Metro Exodus too, because they got to give them flowers. They did it first over a patch as well. So
Yeah.
that was really dope, man. But global
I'm gonna have to
illumination,
look you up on Xbox, Nero, and add you as a friend or send you a
yes,
friend
sir.
request
It's
because
the same name here,
yeah,
NextGenNero.
we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, for sure. And if you
Definitely.
play anything on PlayStation like Helldivers or anything, it's JXY Marley. I don't know if you.
Disclosure: I gave my PlayStation to my son, and I gave my Switch to one of my daughters.
Hey, W Dad.
I got a
You
Series
saying?
X back here because I still have my Series X and I have my badass gaming PC. Not to flex, but I can play it all on Steam even better.
Mm-hmm.
And the because the Xbox app isn't quite there from a community standpoint,
Agreed.
I still agree. I still use my Series X if I'm going to party chat, because the Xbox app is
Yeah,
it's still not there
it's
for.
trying to get
The
there. It's
game bar
trying.
is
It's
awful.
not there yet.
Yes, the
They
game bar
really
is horrible.
absolutely horrific. Yeah,
So
they've got a lot of work to do there.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I definitely hop into the finals with you, man. I enjoy the finals, man. Keep it on Xbox. That's a shooter box. So yeah, man, we'll definitely have to get into it. Anybody in the chat in the
awesome.
community, if you're in the Discord, y'all want to run, let me know, man. I definitely need a good Hell Divers crew to rotate throughout with too, man. That's such a dope community as well, man. It's a really good game. It's really one of the highlights. This generation has been really good, man. If you
Yeah.
embrace all games, and or even if you know like Bob got a real good PC setup, man, it's just been a great generation for gaming, man. It's just all around, man. So
Oh, I see you. Sending you an invite.
All
bet.
right. Well, just going to quickly say shout out to everyone who's watching us live. Over 128 people across X, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you all for joining us. You are watching episode 44 of the ADS podcast. We have KY Bob as our guest this week, and just want to crack into some topics. So I'm just going to change our scene. Hopefully it likes me and it's all working there. But our actual first topic, I feel like, is fabulous news, knowing what is happening in the
Fuck you, Grums.
in the
And all
Ubisoft.
and a handful of you fucking this time, hey Panda, permission to rant, pass it
Go
on. Because, all right,
rant it up.
fuck you, Grums. And I'm not gonna name because it's a couple YouTubers I like. I tend to like y'all fucking content, right? So I'm not gonna name drop, but fuck y'all too. I'm tired of everybody trying to be so fucking overly super critical of fucking Ubisoft and their games when they've been on a good fucking streak lately. Far Cry 6 was good. That was a decent game. Prince of Persia was an amazing game. Assassin's Creed Shadows is pushing visuals forward. First true next gen Assassin's Creed game. Valhalla was a great game as well. Sometimes I don't think gamers know what the fuck they want. All right. When you pay for a Ubisoft game, 9 times out of 10, you're getting your fucking money's worth. All right. It's not none of that bullshit, one and done. You don't know. It's a lot of content there for one. Then for two, Valhalla was great too. If you don't click with a setting or a time period, then don't fucking buy that specific Assassin's Creed, dickhead. I don't like all that Spartan shit. I was tired of it, right? So I didn't buy Odyssey. I bought and play Odyssey. I got a lot of time into it, but I didn't connect and click with it like I did with prior ones. So I said, yo, it's just a time period. It's not for me. When I seen they was doing Viking and Norse mythology, I was happy. I was excited. I jumped in and it lived up to my expectations. Honestly, it exceeded. Because even for Valhalla, they was pushing visuals at the time with that. Assassin's Creed Shadows deserve all the flowers it's getting. I hope this 2 million is 6 million by this time next week. It is a true visual treat on all consoles. It's a flex on the Pro. Congrats to them for utilizing that. All around, it's just a beautiful game. It's good on PC. It's taxing, it's heavy, but most people are saying it runs fine. You just fucking love to see it, man. And then everybody want to be so fucking critical, the whole industry of Assassin's Creed. Yo, you same motherfuckers dick ride fucking Horizon. That game is all these games is copying the Ubisoft formula. Everybody is copying Ubisoft, but what did Ubisoft do? They copied
Don't
the
forget.
GOAT. They copied
So
The Witcher. Yeah, so if you're talking, we can't hear you, bro. But
you're on mute.
when it was
Okay.
time to change how they do, they went from, because people was complaining about because I'm a day one Assassin's Creed fan, so I got to get this shit off. People complained when it got around to the Syndicate after the Black Flag. When it started getting in that area, the Unity, people was complaining, oh, AC need to change, it need to change, it need to change. All right, it changes. With Origins, it changes. It wasn't perfect. No, they had some bullshit level gating. They had to learn. They took what they learned. They applied it to Odyssey, a even bigger game. Beautiful, great, a lot of content.
I have over 240 hours in Odyssey.
You get your money's worth with these games from Ubisoft, and Shadows is just spectacular. But I'm tired of these same YouTubers, the same ones who act like, oh, Shadows it was okay. It could have been better. Oh, it's a step in the right direction. Shut the fuck up. Because if you go watch the same boring ass Horizon Until Dawn, whatever the fuck is it, Forbidden West, and the one prior, they dick riding those games, to oblivion. Those games is ass. The characters is ugly, boring, dry, bland, no seasoning, trash. And these very same YouTubers turn around and shit on Assassin's Creed every single fucking iteration. That shit is not cool. And I'm gonna tell you why it's not cool, because motherfuckers like Grums, fuck him, and the rest of these clowns and these YouTubers that grift. Y'all motherfuckers call me grifters now. We need to start calling a lot of these other motherfuckers grifters. Even some of these Xbox reviewers, guys. Every fucking latest Bethesda game is just such a fucking letdown. It was close, but it's not. It don't capture that old lightning in the bottle. But turn around and dick ride worse games. That's stupid as fuck. Because if Ubisoft ceased to exist today or tomorrow, motherfuckers is gonna regret for taking Ubisoft as a whole for granted. It's a lot of good IPs there. It's a lot of good games there. It's also a lot of mismanagement there. But at the core, we shouldn't let what the motherfuckers at the top in them suits do dictate on the passion that these devs put into these games. Because if you stop, but Ubisoft games is fun as fuck when you don't got a fucking pussy non-gaming person in your ear telling you how bad and boring a Ubisoft game is. Far Cry is fun. Now, are they as good as the original games? Nah, I mean, when you working on number 7 and number 8 of a franchise, then it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to reset. You're gonna have to reinvent the wheel. We're witnessing that with Halo right now. You know what I'm saying? We even witnessing it with Doom. Doom is resetting. You see, they changing up how they went from Doom Eternal to the Dark Ages. They changing up the play style, slowing it down. So when your franchise is this successful enough to get to number, let's just hope certain games make it to a part 3 and 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I had to get that off, bro, because these is the real people that's killing gaming, man. Nah, like for real, these people is the ones that's gonna kill gaming. You know, you fucking going in every game trying your best to be fucking gay, but deep down you fucking homophobic and you against every fucking gay choice in the game. But you go out of your way to click every fucking gay choice in the game just to see these gay scenes, to clip it and run to YouTube and Twitter and bitch about it.
Yeah, I'm actually really disappointed with the community who's moaning about it. It's optional. It's optional in Valhalla. It's optional in Odyssey. You do not have to play your character that way.
You don't have to. It's dumb. They did it with KCD2, which is a masterpiece. Game of generation contender.
But
they did it with Starfield because it was pronouns. Like,
yeah,
it's dumb, man.
I want to give just a congratulations to Assassin's Creed Shadows for a well done release of a game. It's sitting at 80 or still at 81 on the Metacritic.
I think it was at 81, if I'm not mistaken.
Congratulations. That is a really good score. I think we were talking about it last week, and I kind of lowballed my score knowing that I felt like this was going to happen. But a lot of people who are real gamers who I've spoken to are thoroughly immersed and enjoying the game. And that's where I'm going to take my lead from. People who I trust. The fact that there are 2 million players, whether you purchase the game or you subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, that is 2 million people engaging with your game. And for people to kind of go, well, that's not sales. What is up with the sales figures now? Like, doesn't matter. There's a subscription fee, which is passive income, and then there are the people who are going to purchase it day one, and then there are going to be the people who purchase it when it goes on sale. I think
but
2
the
million
players
people,
is a huge flex, just like with Microsoft. Because if you think people is going to sub to Ubisoft to play Shadows and not check out all the other, if it's any games that can get your ass with a subscription and keep you there year round, it's Ubisoft. Their games is full of content.
It's 48 hours from that. So that's 2 million players in 48 hours, which is fantastic. A lot of people did not expect the game to do that well based on all the controversy sitting in the background. I'm going to throw... I'm going to just, I guess, go with... Because I know you're playing it on the Pro Nero, right?
Mm-hmm.
How has your experience been playing it on the Pro? Because I know that Digital Foundry did a separate video just for the Pro version
Yeah,
of the game. And it was really interesting if you got a chance to watch the Digital Foundry piece around the upgrade on and the improvements they've made to the engine itself
yeah,
that
definitely.
the game is
They
on.
just dropped a new
Yeah,
video today too, Panda, about the
yeah,
engine.
I
So they
saw
got
that.
3
Yeah.
videos out. One for the base consoles, one for the Pro, and just one for the engine as a whole. Yo, man,
Mm.
I've been loving it, and they already confirmed that they gonna eventually bring PSSR. They got a dope Q&A with Digital Foundry, and I read it. I didn't listen to the video, or I've read it because I was running
Good
errands
to know.
today,
Fuck you.
and it's really dope, man. This engine is a real flex, and it continues. The Pro continues to do what it showed me it was gonna do. Right? They said that they was gonna give quality mode settings and performance mode. The performance mode on the PS5 Pro is equivalent to the quality mode on the Series X and PS5. That's check. Then the
Mm.
quality mode that I do got on the PS5 Pro and in the balance mode comes with ray trace reflections that can only be had on PC. You know what I'm saying? So that's
True.
one. And then for KCD2, uh, running the quality mode settings on base consoles at 60 with Monster Hunter Wilds is arguably the best place to play unless they clean up PC. But it's the Pro continues to do what it set out to do. And me as a true gamer and tech head, I absolutely love that.
Can I ask you a slight different question because
Mhm.
I haven't yet played it, and I don't think and Soul hasn't played it, so I can only go in from the idea that I love the premise, the world it's in, the fact that you've got two characters, male female options. One's a it's not shinobi, is it? No, she's like a what is she?
Yeah, she's a
Like,
shinobi.
oh, she is a shinobi, and then you've
She's a
got
shinobi. Now way. Yo,
uh,
she is. How could I not have mentioned them
yes.
by now? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Panda.
um,
Because when I tell you she is probably these two are some of my favorite in the series, period, yo. Probably
yeah.
since Edward Kenway and fucking Connor from 3. Like these
I mean,
protagonists is really dope.
Desmond and Ezio, because Ezio
Yeah,
is always going
yeah.
to be who it is to me when I think of AC. But you've played Ghost of Tsushima, which you absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also set in that sort of, I guess, that samurai type world
Yeah.
in Japan back in the day. And I can't remember how far back historically. Do you feel like some people who've already played Ghost of Tsushima are probably not going to pick this up because they've already been playing all these style of games, because there was also Rise of the Ronin that came out,
Yeah,
and so on and so forth. What are you
I got to
feeling?
get back to Rise of the Ronin, but that shit is pure mid. Now this I will say, if you're a fan of Ghost of Tsushima and you choose not to play this because of that, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. Now, if you're a fan of Ghost and you want to save your money for the sequel that's coming out this year, that's perfectly fine. I understand that standpoint, but I can't not recommend this game enough to fans of Ghost because it's so different. As much as I love Jin Sakai and stuff like that, its movement and the way Naue feels, it's just I never thought that I would play a game as close to Ghost of Tsushima quality unless it was a sequel from the people that made Ghost of Tsushima. So the fact
True.
that Ubisoft has made their official Japan Assassin's Creed and this shit feels and look just as good, if not better,
Mm,
than that game is it's deep, man. It's a lot. You know, you got the dynamic seasons, you got the lighting. I'm interested to see how the light, because I don't know what type of lighting system they use for Ghost, but that lighting in the game was beautiful, was gorgeous. But this global illumination here, this shit is a game changer
yeah.
for internal settings, outside settings, different seasons, snow. So the season just changed for me for the first time, Panda, and it's snowing now. And even the global illumination with that is god tier because it's just so gray, it's gloomy. It just feels like winter. It feels harsh. It feels cold.
Mm,
So I can't recommend this enough. But if you have an Xbox and you have access to Ubisoft Plus, all I got to say is, what the hell are you waiting for? I mean,
yeah.
go be smart about it. For one, you know, not everybody can just spend money, but I can't recommend put it if you got the capable display, put it in the 40 hertz mode. You can't go wrong with the balance mode on
Mm,
base consoles. And if you don't, this would be one of the times I say take the chance to play in 30 if you care about lighting, because the lighting in that game is worth that sacrifice. Or if you
yeah.
don't want to make that sacrifice, hey, As long as you got it's really not making a sacrifice if you got a quality display. People got to stop having next gen consoles with last gen displays. If you have a good
Yes.
monitor and you have a good display, you can go ahead and put on the Series X, put that shit, or on the PS5, put it in balance mode, and you still get all the benefits that I'm talking about. The Pro,
That's
as
how I
far
play
as the GI,
gold.
you know.
Because even though I would prefer 60, I can't play at 30 anymore. Playing Avowed at 40 with an unlocked frame rate, with VRR enabled.
That's exactly how I play.
Just the visual splendor on offer with that mode versus what you got on the drawbacks on the 60 FPS. Understandably, that there would be drawbacks. I was like, I'm thinking I'm going to stick to 40, and that's how I think I'm going to play Assassin's Creed Shadows is balanced mode, so I get the best of both worlds in that respect. I would prefer 60, so definitely. We're going to see how that goes, but from what I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, and Lord Roughness said he said I saved so much money on Game Pass, I had no regrets pulling the trigger on Shadows. Like, yo, look, look. I'm a fucking gamer first and foremost. All that tribalistic shit, you motherfuckers can have that. Yo, Lord Roughness said a handful. The money I'm saving on Game Pass this year allows me to buy the pro enhanced versions of fucking third party games that I do want to play. So I'm tag teaming between both consoles. All that people thinking, if you can't afford them, I'm not talking to you people. I understand. Not everybody can have all of, but for the motherfuckers that make it seem like money is no choice, I mean, money is no problem, but they just make it seem like Xbox is all it need to be, or PlayStation is all, or Nintendo is all. Nah, man. Nah. If you on PC and you got access to everything, having multiple consoles is definitely the way if you can. If you're a real gamer, if you're a casual gamer, just say that. Go ahead and miss out on shit. You know what I'm saying? But me, the enthusiast that I am, nah, I can't do it, big dog. I can't miss out on your time.
So
but I will say this though. Hey, if you is Team Xbox, hey, fuck your tie. Shadows right here, baby. Go support that.
KY, I know you're wanting to add stuff into this, so yeah, go shoot.
I can't preach on what Neo is saying, or what Nero is saying enough here, okay? Because I've been playing. So my 3 monitors, I've got one really old one that I just kind of throw chats on and not really go look at graphically. And then I have a nice 27-inch Samsung that's not VRR but HDR, so that's okay. But my large 43-inch LCD back here where I play games on, it was a last gen LCD, and for the last 4 years I've been sitting here going, I don't see it. I don't see the next gen. There was a barrier there that I wasn't that I was experiencing that I didn't know I was. And so a few weeks ago I ordered a Samsung Odyssey Neo G7, which for those of you that don't know, it's 144 hertz monitor with full VRR, AMD FreeSync and G-Sync, and it's got like 1160 dimming zones for the quantum LEDs. So, and now I'm playing those games on this, and I finally see next generation. I'm seeing my games as I've never seen them before, and it's crazy.
Preach.
Yes, I am. I mean, you opened the sermon, sir, and
I'm happy I did. Goddamn it, because it need to be said, man. You know, a lot of people that say certain things is not worth it. Oh, the Series X is not worth it, or PS5 Pro is not worth it. Well, yeah, to you, you don't even got a fucking VRR capable display. Of course, it's not the BB. You don't have HDR. You're not gonna see this fucking global illumination I'm over here bragging about. And it's not about bragging. It's just about, if you're gonna sit here and tell people what they should and shouldn't get, what is and isn't worth it, at least have the tools to be able to take advantage of what you're telling me is not worth it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just common sense.
And when it comes to HDR, I'm sorry, if you're on an LCD that's an edge lit LCD, you are not experiencing HDR. You need either a quantum LED, which is a QLED with dimming zones behind those LEDs, or you need an OLED to experience HDR the way the developers want you to experience it. These edge lit LCDs, You never get a true
Agreed.
black. You get a gray. It's horrible. Yeah.
I love my OLED.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Soul. Solely. What are your thoughts on AC Shadows and the reception it's currently getting?
I I don't have a rant, but I'm happy. I'm happy it's doing well. I wanted this game to succeed in a lot of different ways, and I'm glad that it is. We know that the situation that Ubisoft had, or they're in currently, it was easy to speculate if this didn't go well, then it was the end of Ubisoft, But I'm glad to see that it's doing well. I was just looking at what you have on the screen here: 2 million players, and that POS at the bottom is like 2 million players, not 2 million copies sold. The metrics of how they go by these things are totally different now. And if they have that engagement, especially if a lot of people did jump on Ubisoft Plus, that's still that income coming in. And so that's at least a month, 2 months. And like Nero and I think KY was saying a little earlier, that there's going to be something within Ubisoft Plus that if you take the time to look, you're probably going to like, which means they might have you for another month, or maybe 2 more months, or maybe 3 more months. And next thing you know it, you forget about the subscription. And here you are giving them money. And that's at the end of the day all they want, and so they can pay the bills, keep the lights on. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited that, I'm happy. I shouldn't say excited. I'm happy that it's doing well, despite the trivial folks who were trying to downplay this game before it even got out the gate, for the reasons that they were. I mean, you can really see what people were dancing around outside of what they saw from the game, from the gameplay that we were seeing. They went as far as to even say it's like, well, they have like trap music, in here right here for this game. And why would you have trap music during this? And just finding anything. And the fact that a lot of people were talking about the historical piece. Oh my gosh, I don't know if there's ever been an Assassin's Creed game that was from beginning to end historically accurate.
Nope.
And so why now choose that? Interesting. But it's doing well. And I'm making my decision here. I'm really just thinking about, I'm trying to figure out,
Do it.
yeah, pulling the trigger here and getting that Ubisoft Plus and running with it. And hopefully I can get it going here tonight or maybe tomorrow, so I can experience it, because the gameplay looks slick. The still shots I've seen are beautiful. Someone, I think Nero, commented on it either earlier today or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. And someone had like a shot of the lighting, and it was a thunderstorm going on in the background, and it looked phenomenal. It looked phenomenal, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta see this." And so, just watching the gameplay that I've seen, and hearing the positive reviews, that's not something that's going to make me go out and get it, because it was already on my list. It was just like, am I just going to purchase it, or am I going through Ubisoft Plus? And so that one was already there. I don't need someone to taste my food for me. You know what I mean? So, but this is good stuff. I'm happy to hear it's doing well, and hopefully it continues to improve. That's all we
So
can do is hope that it improves.
I want to
Yeah.
add on what Soul said. So I didn't. So the whole reason I got Ubisoft Plus, it had nothing to do with not buying the games on Xbox or anything, but I got Ubisoft Plus because I wanted to. I was a big Far Cry fan. I liked the Avatar game. I thought it was really cool, but I wanted to be able to experience all of those games with my PC's power.
Hmm.
That is what led me to Ubisoft Plus. I got
Hmm.
Ubisoft Plus for my PC so that I could experience all those PC advantages and the whole experience. And I've got Shadows. I downloaded it. I installed it on my PC with Ubisoft Plus. Or I should say it's Ubisoft Connect. Um, a couple of days ago, and I haven't even had a chance to start it yet, but it's there, and I'll be getting to it here in the next couple of days, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Lord Roughness, I'm setting homework for Panda and Soul next week. You both better be playing Shadows. I don't want to start a new game until I finished my current game, so it'll probably be finishing Indie, and then we shall see. We shall see. But what I really just want to say is, Assassin's Creed games at their core have been great overall, and I'm very much going to pick this up and going to enjoy it. The last game, I will admit, okay, I put like 243, 44, 45, whatever hours into Odyssey and like did the whole map. And Valhalla was bloated as hell. And I think they took that feedback on really, really well. I put half the amount of time in there in that game because I just got over it and then just mainlined the story. I loved Origins. I've should actually finish Mirage. I haven't even finished Mirage yet, everybody. Like, what is happening? There's too many games. My backlog has a backlog that has a backlog. And then my ADHD means that I really just start a game, move on to the next, start a game, move on to the next, and then go back eventually and finish things off. So I'm trying like crazy to finish games before moving on to my next one. It's not easy. It's not easy. FOMO exists for a reason, and we all fall victim to it. But I'm just super excited, and I think if you enjoyed past Assassin's Creed games, pick this up. Give it a go. Maybe just sub to Ubisoft Plus. That whole try before you buy mentality, and there might be some other games that you want to play for a little bit.
I will say this:
Yeah.
if you get Ubisoft Plus, guys, please play the Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, and recommend
Yes.
it to a friend because you'll be. I don't know if you like those type of sky scroller Metrovanias, but check it out. Also, guys, if you for all the PlayStation homies out there, if you're listening, PS Plus just got Prince of Persia: Lost Crown as well. Can't recommend it enough. I'm probably gonna do another playthrough of it at some point. Really good games, yo. Ubisoft got some really good, solid games, man. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how Ubisoft Plus does when the next Division game drop. You know, when you get a co-op game in there. So now you got the co-op game / the subscription going. You know, that might people might subscribe to it to play, Division 3 and spend a little money with the money they save from. That's how they get you. So let's see, man. Ubisoft, good for them, man. I just love to see this, guys. I can't recommend it enough, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't recommend it enough. This year has been really good, man. I'll be honest. Every game I've bought and I've not been let down. Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, WWE 2K. And shout out to PlayStation Stars and Microsoft Reward Points because man, goddamn, they be coming in clutch. I had a lot saved up from both, man. I was saving them from GTA because I originally planned on buying GTA on both platforms, but I'm like, man, fuck it, I'm buying it wherever it looked the best at, and then that's just gonna be that. So, congrats to Ubisoft, man.
Yeah.
I would. It would be a dagger. Would be if Xbox they foot the bill and made GTA 6 a play anywhere title. Get it
Yep.
on your
Oh,
you play it on
please.
your PC. Yeah.
Yep.
So that the
They'll do
moment
it.
it releases on PC, you can just grab it and pick up right where you left off. 100%.
Yeah, with no hardware limitations. Whatever you got, you get it.
Yeah, that'd be
Be
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
dope.
That would be dope.
But
We'll see.
Then Nero would be double dipping.
oh, yeah.
PlayStation and then Xbox.
It sucks
Double-
though. It's not two separate lists of achievements because your gamer tag's linked, so you don't get two sets of achievements. That sucks.
Mm. Yo, speaking of achievements, before we go on, man, Microsoft, please revamp the achievement, man, because I need to be able to just easily access my 1,000 out of 1,000 fully completed games, man. I need something to let me know how many I got in total, like how I got platinums. Just a little small improvement to you, I would appreciate. But next, man, we got a little bit of organic growth, man. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of Jim Ryan, and they, hopefully they learned. Sony learned to stop going to try to buy shit. Sony forms a new first party studio, Dark Outlaws Games, headed by Treyarch co-founder and COD Zombies lead Jason Blundell. And I quote, "We've been working away in the shadows for a while, and we've got something to talk about. We'll step out into the light." I'm gonna just real quick because I don't really got too much to say about this other than good for them.
Move us back to the 4
Um,
panels. Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna say good for them. It's experience people that had it, the head of Treyarch. That's really dope. You got Jason Blunder. That's dope to have. I will say I'm excited for this just because I feel like Call of Duty and Battlefield both severely need some competition.
Well,
And funny enough, I think the competition to Battlefield might have been itself. Them beating them fumbling with 2042. I think I got faith in the next Battlefield game. But I
Yeah.
think they need competition all around the board. That's why I was just saying earlier. I was talking. Me and Bob was talking about the finals. I was saying I'm mad at gamers as a whole for not supporting the finals more. The fact that that game is UE5, dope, sounds good, look good, has destruction. We should support games like that. You know what I'm saying? The games like Concord and X Defiant, they was DOA. You knew they was gonna fail. But these other games that take these risks, we need to support them, man, because
Yeah.
Call of Duty is cool, man, but I'm tired of that shit. Cheaters, skill based matchmaking, force cross, all the bullshit, yada 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? Need some Halo. Need a shot of fresh air. So,
Well, this new first party studio with Blundell, I hope I'm saying his name right. He was a co-founder of Deviation Games, which did that, I guess, venture game with Sony around their collaboration that didn't go anywhere. They never got to release that game, and I think as a result, Deviation Games shut down. No, it wasn't a PlayStation owned studio at the time, so it's kind of interesting to see that with all the studio cancellation or shutdowns that PlayStation has had, or Sony's had, that Sony is now forming a new first party studio. So they're just trying to show that they are still definitely investing in their roadmap. But what are your thoughts on this, KY? Are you hopeful, or do you have any concerns? Yeah, what are your thoughts around a new studio from Sony?
Could you put that into context a little more? I'm sorry, I was just I was
That's okay.
just I was
You-
tweeting out your show on
I was just kind of explaining this new studio called Dark Outlaw Games. Jason Blunder was a co-founder for Deviation Games that did a co-venture with Sony on a game. I think it was meant to be a live service game, possibly, and then that game didn't go anywhere. And then, from my understanding, is Deviation Games as a studio has shut down. Just kind of seeing what's happened over the past couple of years with a lot of studio shutdowns from PlayStation or Sony in that regard. What are your thoughts around this? Are you hopeful that they've got enough around the roadmap that potentially could come from this, or are you still a little bit more hesitant around it? Yeah.
I'm very hesitant because I believe that so when Xbox when they shut down Tango Gameworks, it was a huge issue.
Yes.
And that is mostly because of their critically acclaimed but not great selling game. It had a high player count in Game Pass, but outside of Game Pass, not a lot of people paid for the game. So so Tango got shut down, and we've seen Sony cancel projects, close studios, close entire like global locations of Sony studios. I believe they shut one down. Was it Paris or England or London?
There's one in London.
Yeah, they shut a big London studio down. And you get people that touch on this, but nobody makes a big deal out of it. And I think that they're given a pass on a lot of things, and I love their exclusives. I hate to bash on Sony. I try and pride myself on, I give the critique where it's deserved, and people want to call me an Xbox fanboy because I'm always crashing on Sony, but Sony's the one that's given me all the ammo to come down on, because they do. I believe they're on this roadmap that the destination of the roadmap is they don't know where they're going. They want to make all this money on live service, but they don't understand that for a live service game to be successful, it needs to be on every possible platform it can be on. You can't close the door to people having to log into their PSN account to play on Steam. You can't close the door to global locations that are completely just not even possible to play the game because they can't log into PSN because it's not allowed in their area. This studio, I don't think it's a good thing, because it's just another testament of studios that are going to try and reboot and try and do something different, and it's just going to get shut down in the end, because at the end of the day, it still costs money, and they spend a lot of money on development. And yeah, until Sony embraces the fact that their games need to be on everything, just like Xbox has embraced, we're gonna continue to see studio closures that are just uncalled for. Totally.
I have hope, and I want to say that because I think competition is king. I have hope, but then I also am not blind to the history that is what has been happening. And I think, like, if we look at what Deviation said at the time during their contract deal they signed to collab on their game at the time, was the PlayStation ensured complete financial security for years to come. And then the studio closed its doors in 2024. So I hope that the vision that this Blundell has, because he's going to serve as studio head and game director, means that we're going to see this game release and come to fruition. They're currently hiring. And so for those people who have lost their jobs in the industry, potentially you may find a home there. So I have hope with what's happening within the industry. But again, there's just a lot to go unless they really perform and deliver something that's going to deliver for what people want. There is a high likelihood that we might not get it, or you might not see a second game from the studio. And I think that's the reality we're living in, regardless of whether you're Sony, regardless of whether you're Microsoft, regardless of whether you're independent or anything like that. It's just the market is very, like, the whole ecosystem for gaming is very up in the air at the moment. Soul. Do you have anything you would like to add?
No.
I just love it. Fair enough.
I love it too. I was waiting for something, and then I got no. That was great. That was classic.
Perfect.
No, but I was listening, but I'm over here.
Oh, fair enough. You're like, I don't have anything to fucking add because I am getting 80 shadows right now. You know, if you can pre-install that game immediately, even if you haven't purchased the game on Xbox. So I pre-installed it, and then when I purchase it, I got it. I don't have to download it later on. Yeah.
And you get all the deluxe editions you get the best versions of every game on Ubisoft
Ubisoft Plus, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just looking. I got to go ahead and get everything linked up or whatnot, but okay, there you go. Fair enough. But no, I don't have any. Yeah, I know. I have nothing to add though, but you know, we can move on. Let me get my timestamps together.
Yeah. Thank you. Nero, is there anything you want to add before we move on?
Nah, Nah, I definitely take a wait and see approach. I think they said they're working on the classic IP, maybe. So maybe they bring back something like Killzone or Resistance.
Hopefully.
I don't know. I'm all for
Hopefully.
them trying to bring back some classics instead of trying to reinvent the rail with some unnecessary shit that's gonna probably fail. So, um, go
Oh.
this next topic. You go ahead and get this one, Panda, because you more familiar with this. So I like to. All I'm gonna say is I'm excited for it. So
What
I'll
am
wait
I
until
looking at?
the Croc Legends.
Croc Legends of the Gobos. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so they now have a launch date for April 2nd, 2025. I played this on a Packard Bell PC growing up. So this is what annoyed me about the talking about this. There were so many people going, it's a PS1 game. And I was like, yes, it did release on PS1, but it was also a PC fucking game. So also say that shit too when you're reporting. Sorry, that's just me having my little moment. I am so excited. The nostalgia levels. I'm glad that you can choose between the old tank controls and modern day controls, because I am going modern because those tank controls were awful. Like, I say awful. Just sucked. But the music, the design, the fact that you are literally just bringing this game into modern day in the sense of I get to play this old game that I loved growing up and just get to play it with nicer, pretty less. They've taken the Vaseline smear off it and it looks all crisp and pretty. It's going to be on all platforms: Switch, PC,
Do we got a
PlayStation,
price?
Xbox. Um, I don't think I have a price right now. I know that you could pre-order a physical edition, and I think that had a price on it. But yeah, I don't think I could find a price for it. I'm excited though. This is one of those games that I loved growing up, and the moment I heard it was coming out, I was like, hurry up! And then they delayed it, and I was like, no, I want to play this game. Um,
Yes.
but everyone in my family, my older siblings, are all super excited for this. I'm probably going to pick it up on Switch so my older sister can play it, and then I'm going to pick it on my Xbox so both my twin and I can play it. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's like there's also Gex is getting a remaster as well. If you ever played Gex, these are some of those games where you either will or will not like it, but I think give it a go. The music, it's that iconic music from the like 90s around like the video game music that you had where it just gets stuck in your head, and the moment you hear it, you know what game is playing. I know you're super excited there, KY, so I'm going to throw to you, how are you feeling about getting to replay this game?
Okay, so I just have to say I bought I bought the original PlayStation. I bought it for Need for Speed and Final Fantasy VII. That's what I bought the original PlayStation for. And then I played Croc. And I loved Croc, but the tank controls killed me.
Yes.
And then when Sony came along and said they were releasing something called a dual analog controller, I was like, wow, that really makes sense. Because up until that point, nobody had ever controlled a game like. I mean, it was groundbreaking. The dual analog controller was groundbreaking because
100%.
yeah, no game system had that yet. And the closest thing we had to that was the old joystick that you had on the freaking Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And so I Croc actually it brought me into the whole thumbstick slash analog um environment. And so I bought my dual shock controller for my PS1 just for Croc, and it was so well worth it. I loved the game, I loved his personality, I loved the whole feel, the whole ambiance of that game, and that control being given to me by the analog stick was just so groundbreaking. It really opened worlds to me, and I've never looked back at the D-pad as a primary source of controller since.
Nope.
It's just so, and Gex was the same thing. Gex, it came out around the same time, just thereafter, and it too took just as much advantage of the dual shock controller, the analog stick. as I can say DualShock, but it wasn't DualShock. It was called a dual analog at the time. It took just as much advantage of that as Croc did, and I'm so pumped because when I think back to gaming, back in the day, I remember really old titles like the old Desert Strike, Jungle Strike games, the old Mario games, and thinking, what if these games had had an analog stick? And then I think about Croc, which is the first game that I really loved that kind of forced me into that type of interaction with a game. And now that it's coming back so that I can play it on my 2020 analog sticks, I'm pumped about it. I can't wait to see how it feels, the nostalgia. Yeah, I mean, I'm so thankful that they decided to bring this game back and remaster it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm pumped. If you can't tell, yeah, it's
I'm
going to be so
excited.
good.
I think Nero, you're considering getting it.
Oh no, I'm sold on it.
You're definitely getting it.
I
Okay.
got an itch for those type of games right now, platformers, anything in that type of vein. Like I said, I just fully completed all the little added content for Astrobot, so I'm itching for more of that platformer and the new modern controls on these older games I didn't play from back in the day. I'm in there. That's the only reason I asked for the price because I'm in there regardless. But if it's
I'm
30,
waiting on
40,
price.
that's even better.
I don't expect it to be like a full price game. I definitely
Yeah.
expect it to be a lot cheaper. But yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Is it available before you go to Soul? I'm sorry. Is it available for purchase and pre-purchase yet?
I think from my understanding, only the physical collector's
Oh,
editions were
okay. So no digital
pre-orderable.
yet. Gotcha.
Yeah, and so like Xbox isn't getting a physical collector's edition. I think it was only like Switch potentially.
Okay.
But I don't think I could find a price on it. I don't think it's not available for pre-order at the moment on the Xbox store. I assume it's coming very quickly considering
Right.
it is April 2nd release.
It's not an
Yeah.
issue. It's like, take my money. Here, just
Take my money.
Right.
Take my money. I don't care.
I am super excited. Like I just loved all the little things in that game. And I was never good enough to get to the end, but I would sit there and watch my older siblings play it. It was the tank controls. It was just the tank controls were just you felt like you were constantly fighting yourself while still trying to play the game. But it was such a good game.
Yep.
Soul, anything you want to add there?
So when when I saw this in the list of topics, I'm like, I was like, who the hell put this in here? Right? I'm like, who in the hell put this shit in
It was even
here?
on our thumbnail, Soul. What the fuck?
And I saw it, but I was thinking like, who put this in here? Like, who don't nobody want to hear about it? I said, okay.
Me.
Bring it back, man. Bring it back. I said, okay. So, I go check it out and I'm thinking like, oh, I remember seeing it, but hearing the love and the nostalgia that you guys are having right now, I'm still not playing this shit. But
I love you so
Yeah,
much.
so what the hell?
I'm still not playing this shit. But let me tell you something. We all have the
But everybody
guilty
supported his
pleasure.
little Kane. What's that game? Legacy of Kane. Though we was all
Hey,
supporters. Man.
hey. Because that game right there, now you can't compare that to this shit.
You haven't played this shit, Soul, right?
No, you know what? And you know what I just said? I say play this shit and see how you repeated it so easily. There you go. Now,
It wasn't
Soul
shit ever
Reaver,
growing up.
It
Soul
was
Reaver
shiznit.
is not shit. That was the shit. It's a difference of being shit and the shit. All right. So stay with me now.
Then what's the
But I said to
shiznit?
myself, well, that's some Snoop Dogg shit right there. I have no idea what shiznit is. After all these years, I'm still trying to figure out what the shiznit is. Dope ass song though. So I'm thinking to myself as you guys are reminiscing. I'm like, okay, what game would I go down, memory lane on that was probably something that a lot of people didn't play unless
Shower
they
with your
had
dad.
to play,
I know
right?
that's your game soul.
So,
Shower with your dad.
so, so, no, so there was this game on NES. It was called Athena. Hard as shit, but most of those games back in the day they were hard as hell, and I
Yes.
never finished it. But I would probably buy Athena or download it if I had the option today, just to go
Mm.
back down memory lane. So even though I'm giving you guys shit for it, I understand. I completely understand. Like if I can here's another one from like the NES days. If I could get a hold of Karnov, I used to absolutely love that damn game. For whatever reason, seeing this Russian running around doing what he's doing, that game was awesome to me. You know what I mean? So I get it. I feel you. And Nero, it does not even compare to Soul Reaver, any of the Soul Reaver games. So don't do that. Don't do
They're
that,
so
man.
different. You
Don't do
can't
that. They're so
compare them.
different. You can't
No,
compare
I'm
them.
just saying. Look, man.
You
Don't
can't
mind me.
compare.
I'm just
You
a
can't
young and
compare.
I'm just a young and excited
You
to play
know,
some classics, man.
you are, man. You are.
That's
And,
it.
and at first I was like, oh, this is the Gex game. And I'm like, no, it ain't. When I saw the gameplay, I'm like, it ain't Gex. I
But
was like,
Gex
this
is
ain't Gex.
coming. Gex is getting a remaster. Will you
Yeah.
pick up
Yeah.
Gex?
Mm,
I'm 50-50 on that. We shall see. I enjoyed Gex,
mm,
but
I don't
you
know.
know, like the way the gameplay, like you'd be going forward and then you'd end up on the wall or going upside down, and I was like, I just loved it.
I don't know.
That was
We'll
I
see.
found harder than Croc.
We'll see. We'll see. But who knows though? But I'm glad you guys are excited about it. And that's what gaming is all about. The stuff that gets us excited, regardless of somebody like me who shits on it a little bit, right? You know, right. And it's all in fun. But no, you play the game. That's the thing about games, man. You play what you love, and hopefully you love what you play. You know what I mean? And you don't let anybody influence you otherwise. You guys just ask me if I'm playing. I'm like, I'm probably not. But you know what? I would sit there and watch someone actually play the game. Oh, I would 100%, because
And
I
let
like
Nero
to actually.
stream that
I
shit
like
and he'll
I,
watch.
I, I like to watch people play different games. I mean, that's just something. Look here, until GTA 5, I didn't even pick up a GTA. Wouldn't do it. I was like, I'm not interested in it. Got to 5 and I was like, oh, this shit is fire. I get what everybody was talking about. It wasn't interesting to me, and I maybe it just wasn't that interesting to me until I actually played it. I was like,
Mm.
this is fire. I get what everybody is all hyped about. And now I am excited about 6. I'm not as excited about a possible $100+ fee for the damn game. If that, well, that's just rumors, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get it. So, one of you guys get the game, stream it. I'll watch it. I'll be right there in your stream chat. Right there, 100%. I ain't buying it though. I'm just saying.
Thanks to
Fair
this
enough.
PlayStation Pro, I can stream from the console straight to YouTube.
Hey,
So
Don't
it
I'm
comes
nobody
definitely
with
want to hear
gonna
about
it.
be
that
looking
I mean,
into
shit,
if
that.
it
man.
wasn't
Don't
I'm
expensive,
just
nobody want
saying
to
I
hear.
can
Hold on,
stream.
Panda. Let me finish with this dude. Don't nobody want to hear
I'm just
about
saying
your.
I can stream.
Nobody
You
wants to
said
hear
stream,
about
and
that
that
streaming
people
feature
want to.
that you've been trying to talk
I'm
about for
just
3 weeks.
it's a
Don't
legit
nobody want to
feature.
hear that.
It's a legit feature. Hate all you want.
Lyric, Reese, come get your guy. Come get your
Gotta
boy.
demand better, man. All
Don't
around.
don't don't
Can't demand better from the platform you don't
don't
support and don't own, but
don't.
do from the
it's
one you don't
okay, Soul. It's
backwards.
okay.
Man.
If you're having trouble hearing him, it's just all the
Hashtag
haters.
make
Is
hashtag
that what it is? It's the
make
feedback.
Xbox DVR good for
It's
once. I can't say again because it's never been great. But I guess back in the Mexer days or whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hashtag return to glory.
and on to the next topic.
Oh.
Oh
Okay.
man, yes.
We just need to quickly go through. So Microsoft gaming boss Phil Spencer says Xbox fans will see more movies and TV show adaptations,
Good.
despite the not successful show that was Halo. So what is next? We've seen the success of Fallout. There is rumors, and I don't know how true this is, around around potentially Halo being picked up by, who was it getting picked up
Netflix?
by? I'm trying to remember the
Was it
possibility
Netflix
that
or it was on
was it
Netflix?
Netflix or was it like Prime or something? I don't know. Someone's picked it up,
Okay.
the rights. So we've got the Minecraft movie that's coming out, which I'm not really excited for. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
It
what
ain't
is next
for us though.
around that. They've got so many IPs. There could be anything from Elder Scrolls sitting in there. Even the
Hold
Outer
up, now
Worlds
hold up.
can
I gotta
actually
get
be
this
quite
off.
good.
Soul and his daughter about to be in there watching the Minecraft movie, and she can be like, "Dad, I don't want to see this." She can be like, "It's not for you. It's for me." So deep down, Soul can't wait to go see that goddamn movie.
Hey man, look here. I don't know what the hell Jason Momoa is doing in it. That look,
Neither do I.
but
Do you
it's
know
it's
why? Because I think it was done in New Zealand, and he loves New Zealand. So any chance
mm,
he can come
is that
here,
what it is?
go for it. Yeah.
Okay, but I tell you what, when it drops, we will be there.
Nah, Panda just
I
like
mean,
bigging up her side of the globe.
we it's all good. I'm not mad at it. No, we will be there for sure. You are absolutely right, and it won't even be because she wants to go. It's like, Leah, let's go. I'm doing research. I'm doing research. Yeah. But since I'm talking, there's so many IPs that they could choose from. And I was trying to get a list in my head earlier today to have these talking points. And I was like, it's just too many. But what I hope that they do is I hope that everything isn't live action. And I hope we get some animation in there. I think some things are just better suited for animation. And also, some are going to be better suited for one off movies. And some are going to be definitely the series where you can kind of, really dig into whatever the story is in the background and give us something worthwhile and worth watching or whatnot. Because I look at what we've gotten from Dragon's Dogma. I thought that was excellent as animation. I mean, we already know what League of Legends was. Fire. I mean,
Arcane was
complete.
fan fucking
Oh
tastic.
my gosh, it was just the story was great. The voice acting top notch, and it was just the art was
Even
beautiful.
some of the short stories that were in Secret Level were actually quite good.
Yeah, no, they were.
Not every
They really
story,
were.
but there were
Yeah,
some real standouts.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I hope we
especially
get a
yeah.
variety. Yeah. I hope we get a variety of um that they choose from. I was thinking like, okay, what do I think would make an immediate impact outside of Halo, which they could revamp. And it's Microsoft's fault for how it fared because when they strayed away from Master Chief and you see his face immediately, and I totally got it. The same way I
Master
got it with
Chief, you mean?
yeah,
Master Chief.
Master Cheeks.
Yep.
But it's the same way that Disney went with the Mandalorian. After a while, you were going to just want to see under the hood. Most people would, and they're not making these things for us. They're not. They're not making it for us. They are not. They're making it for the average person, and nobody's going to want to see somebody in a helmet for 5 seasons or 4 seasons or whatever it is. We don't want to see the helmet off being the Mandalorian or Master Chief. No, we don't want to see that because of what we know. But the average person, they don't want to see that. After a while, I don't care how good the story is, they're going to tune out. It's just going to happen. So I like what Lyric has here. Animated Gears, I'm with you 1,000%. Make it gory. Make that thing as gory as possible. It's got to be like on the level of Invincible. Like then that would be dope.
The boys,
Invincible
the
and
animated, eh?
yeah, boys are animated. And I'm gonna tell you another animated show that I absolutely love. And if they can find some game why is it maybe I don't know if you go like a Fable, but is anybody watching Vox Machina? Okay, if y'all not watching it, y'all missing out. That shit is great. It's on
3 seasons on Prime,
Prime.
right?
It's on Prime. That yeah, and Vox Machina is fire. Is great. You need to watch that. That's really, really good. And I would love to see something in the vein of that because it has great action sequences. The animation is really good and the voice acting and everything is top notch. Plus, it's adult oriented, right? So it's adult oriented. Now, they kind of gave up and I couldn't remember if do they still own the IP to Tango's game?
No. Oh, you mean to Hi-Fi Rush?
Yeah, because that was
I
an
don't
that
necessarily
was a
know if
Saturday
they
morning
did.
cartoon right there.
Because
And
the people who own PUBG Battlegrounds picked up Tango Games. So yeah, I don't
hey,
know.
KY, so you think Batista would be a good Marcus Phoenix?
I think he'd be the best choice for Marcus
I
Phoenix.
think so. Hell yeah.
I mean, it's not just so. It's one thing picking an actor that could play the part.
Okay.
It's another thing when you pick an actor who loves the part, and Batista
Okay.
loves the part. He did that whole thing where you've seen that, everybody's seen those videos where he's opening up the case that has
Right.
the armor in it, and he puts the armor in it, and he says, I can't make this any easier for
Like
you
he's
to
ready.
choose me. He loves the part, he loves the series. He will embody Marcus Phoenix because he loves it.
Mm.
So
Okay. So and I'm not even gonna argue that because Batista, somebody Reese just put it in. I was thinking the same thing. He
He's
he's actually not a bad actor.
he's got a lot of range. Yep.
He does.
Yes.
And which is I don't want to say surprising, but he really does. I'll say it like this. From the wrestling arena, he to me has been the best on TV and film. I like The Rock, but every single movie we
Rock his
get,
ass.
he's The Rock.
Hot take.
He's The Rock. So he's actually pretty good, man. And so let me ask you this then. If Batista becomes Marcus Phoenix, let's just say they're making it happen. Who's his Dom?
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm asking
that's a hard
because I
choice.
haven't thought about it,
Oh,
but who is his Dom? Because they got to work well together.
oh man, I don't know.
Who's
And
his
when do you
Dom?
do it? Because we've got E-Day coming, which is going to be the prequel to the original trilogy. And
Yeah,
so, where do you want to start this off?
that's
There's so much to do in this
E-Day
universe.
is
Yeah.
E-Day is really going to be where that relationship between Marcus and Dom is bonded, and
Yeah.
they become, essentially brothers from another mother.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
God, I don't know. I
Who is
really
his
don't
Dom?
know who you pick. I don't know.
Because you want to be as close as the you want the look of the character or the live action actor to be as close as possible, so that it doesn't seem such like a stark contrast. You know what I mean? Like they just pull something
All
out
right.
the ass, and nobody wants that, especially for those who understand the canon, right?
Mm.
But who do you find? Because I think you'd have to have some folks who
But
just almost feel like they have an automatic relationship, because
Yeah.
that vibe it's got to build. We know that. And like you
you can
say, do
also
we go
pluck
Gears
someone from
E-Day?
obscurity if they're the right choice, because you don't
You
need a
could.
well name. You've got Batista there. You've got Gears itself as an IP that would do a lot of heavy lifting. Yeah.
I mean,
So
you
while
can
we're here, yeah,
throw anybody. I mean, as far as like Coltrane and
okay.
oh, I just had his name in my head and I lost it. Who's the other guy?
Don't worry, it's gone on my end. But
Baird came along, right?
Yes, there you go. But you got Baird and you got Coltrane. I mean, you can throw actors in there that can just they can be flexible. They don't have
Right,
to pull it off just right. But
right.
the relationship between Phoenix and Dom has got
Got to
to
be right.
be right on point.
It's got to be right.
Yep, you're 100% correct. And then we've just got to have Carmine being Carmine and dying every chance he gets.
Right.
Yeah, every chance.
But yeah,
It's
so
a family legacy.
Yeah,
right.
Carmine. Oh, you're dying.
So,
The introduction of the first Carmine. Yes.
I don't know. I really, that is going to be an interesting one. I think that, if done right, can be the Fallout. Fallout was done exceptionally
I
well.
love. Sorry, Soul. Continue.
No. I'm just saying it was done exceptionally well, and for someone who knew the concept of Fallout, and knew some of the reference points, I was completely enamored from beginning to end of the series, and I cannot wait for them to continue this story. And Goggins, oh man,
You gotta have a great story. You gotta have a great writer, like the people who wrote Fallout. That finally Howard agreed to, because he'd looked at different stories and said no. Like they did Westworld, they did Peripherals. They're just so good. That's what Nolan's younger brother, Chris Nolan's younger brother. Like that. The writing there, so you've got to have something fantastic for a
Right.
series like Gears. Absolutely fantastic.
I do
Nero,
wanna-
is there any IP that you want to see from Xbox outside of what we've already said?
Nah, I would like them to take another swing at Halo now that it's on Netflix. Like, don't
Yeah.
just do one of my favorite franchises like that and just leave that shit out to dry. Maybe even an animated show.
Well, there's so
Something
much
Doom
in-
related to be dope as well. I just think anything animated, got potential to do well. We've been seeing it, seeing it with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Live action stuff is dope as well. It's just you got to really get the writing and actors down really well. Fallout is a good example of that. Main to see if Last of Us season 2, but part 1, I was hesitant on Joe, but everything they nailed that. So when it's done right, it's amazing. When it's done bad, like Halo or other ones, it's just not as good. But
Well, you're
I'm
finally getting Last of Us Part 3 on it through the TV show. And
Hey,
Part
it seems like it. Seems like that's how's it gonna go.
yeah.
I do wanna add that Batista did have a 3-movie deal with Netflix. And when Xbox said they had decided to go with Netflix for Gears of War, immediately everybody jumped on the Batista bandwagon for Marcus, and with them not announcing yet, nobody knows anything about a third movie for Batista. That contract could have been converted into him playing the part. So, yeah.
To the Sly Crow, we are just talking about the fact that Phil Spencer says expect more movies and TV adaptations in the future. So we were just kind of talking about what we would like to see from their catalog potentially, and everyone is on the bandwagon of Gears. That's like a no-brainer. Such a gritty, visceral IP. And they did such a good job of bringing that world to life that you could just see
Fast
it
and
in any
Furious
format.
needs some competition, man. Give me a Forza movie. Fuck it. Hey, Phil, book it. I'll write it.
Yeah. I don't think there's. I really, after watching Secret Levels with what they did with the Outer Worlds little story around that, I would be quite interested in seeing an Outer Worlds TV show. But again, it would also be very similar in vein around like Fallout in a way. So yeah, I don't know. There's so much IP there. I want to be surprised by what they do, and give me something that I didn't know that I wanted, and then want it. That's what I would like to see come out of it. Yeah. What are we talking about?
Remedy little shooter they got.
Oh yes, that closed out the Future Game Show. Remedy shooter. I think we saw it earlier in the year. I feel
Yeah. They announced.
So Firebreak, that is a 3-player PvE co-op first-person shooter. So it's set in Remedyverse around the Hiss. And if you have watched the recent trailer around the fact that they're talking about the yellow post-it notes everywhere and they're trying to get rid of the yellow post-it notes and then you get covered in them and then basically like a post-it note monster, I was actually giggling and laughing at watching that. So I'm kind of excited. It looks quite good. And I love Remedy as a studio, so I do definitely want to support this. Is this something that you're probably going to play, KY? Have you seen any of the
Yes,
advertising on the
yes,
game?
I have. I'm definitely going to play it. I think it's really innovative. To me, it almost looks like, so obviously you're going to have a health bar that has to do with like gun damage and melee damage, and I don't even know if they're going to have melee, but you're going to have a health bar that displays your health due to that damage. But it looks like the post-it notes are almost a secondary type of health bar by closing off your vision as you go through them, which is really that is really awesome, because it's like, oh god, I almost can't see anything. Yep, there I am. I'm a post-it note monster. That
I
to
love.
me is so cool. I can't
Yeah, that's
wait for that.
I thought that was funny. They're like, "Get them off me!"
Yes. What's
Just
the
when they were like,
control to pull them off?
the fact that they were like talking about going after and like clearing the post-it notes seemed to be multiplying, and I was like, all right, I'm here for the
Yes.
silliness of this.
And then in the trailer, when I saw them fighting the big post-it note monster, I was like,
Done.
yeah, yeah,
Sold.
I'm there. I'm so sold. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Nero, you excited for this?
yeah. I'm definitely excited, man. I plan on checking it out. Anything Remedy, I would definitely support. I absolutely love them. This is in Game Pass and PS Plus, so there's really no reason not to check it out and support it. I hope it does well, man.
Day one. It is nice to see that PS Plus is going to have this game day one.
Yeah,
It's for the extra tier and above. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see that. I think it's really important, and to get as many eyes on it as possible when you're in a situation where there's just so many other games out there. Yeah. Soul, have you seen it?
I'm watching it right now, and I remember when they first kind of showed it, and I thought it was interesting. I like the fact that it's in the Remedy verse.
Yeah.
I'm a big Remedy fan. Just waiting for a new Max Payne. We can come on with Max Payne,
We
and
all are.
life will be great.
Yeah,
But
we all
I'm
agree.
watching this.
Max Payne.
There you go, KY. I'm watching this and I'm listening to you guys at the same time, and it's almost synced up with the whole sticky note deal. And I'm just over here, just that's why I was smiling, like, oh my gosh, okay, I can see it, because I stopped watching the game show before this even got here, and I think this might be something to jump in and with some folks and just go have some mindless fun.
Yeah.
I really love it. And, just sitting here and I'm thinking of, when I first started Control when it came out. And, you're going through those different levels and seeing it here, it kind of gives it a whole new meaning, And I like how it's being shown. I was thinking John Bernthal as well from Dom. I was thinking that as well. I was thinking that. I don't know if and I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping, but I just happened to look up and see it. I don't know if he and Batista would play well off of each other. You know what I mean? But I did like his look. But I will say this. Um, I think for Gears, if they were to do it, I think I want to see Gears the way that it was portrayed, as close as possible, keeping everyone um, the same, you know, and I don't know if that will go. I think people would love to see him because of how well he's playing off of I can't Charlie is it Charlie Cox in Daredevil?
Yes.
Yeah. But if we get him, are we going to get Shane from The Walking Dead? Some of his characters have kind of been the same, some of them, but I like him as an
Mm.
actor as well, though. You know what I mean? Because he was a cop in, what was he a cop in? What show was that when he was a cop? And it just kind of reminded me of Shane. And I don't want to get the same kind of asshole kind of guy. You know what I mean? But his story arc right now, and
You
well,
talking about when he was on
I,
The
I
Walking
like
Dead when he was a cop,
no,
or a
I
different
like
show when he was a cop?
no. He was a different show. It was a different show when he was a cop. He was a cop again,
Ah,
which
he's
yeah, and
copping
so
it.
I hate he's
Sorry.
copping it. I can't remember what that show was, man, but he was kind of a dirty cop. Well, he was an asshole cop. Let me put it like that. I don't want to call him a dirty cop. He's kind of an asshole cop, but I think he'd be great. But anyway, I think Firebreak is going to be something that's going to be fun. Let me put it like this. I'll say this. I'll say this. The fun that it looks like is to be had in this is the fun that I was hoping you were going to get in Redfall.
True. True. Good point.
I thought Redfall with a co-op, had so much promise and potential, but I just don't think it played well
Executed
enough off
well.
of executed well off of everyone's, characters with their not just the weapon choice, but their kind of like set powers or whatever. And you would think that they would actually synergize a little bit better. And my reference point for the synergy thing is I am a did anyone on the panel or in the chat play? Yeah, see, Shane was a police officer. I have ADD, y'all. I'm all over the place. Um, did anyone play Ultimate Alliance 3? It was on the Switch. Okay, see, that's why. And that's why, because he was on the Switch. And if you didn't have the Switch, you missed out on a really good game. Somebody, I don't care if it's PlayStation, I don't care if it's Xbox, somebody needs to talk to whomever. I can't think of who made that one and to get it into their service because that is a great game to get in, get out. You have your RPG elements or whatnot. It is really really fun, and the synergies are off the chain. The synergies are really off the chain. So I was hoping that Redfall would have those kind of synergies with just crazy fast, fluid fun, and it wasn't like you say, Panda. It wasn't executed well, and so that was a big letdown. This looks really really good, and you're absolutely right, Lyric. Ultimate Alliance has always been amazing. That's the only Activision game I'm waiting for with all this backwards compatibility stuff. Talk to me,
Ultimate
Bob.
Alliance was developed by Raven Software, published by Activision, developed by Raven Software.
Well, bring it on, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's get it.
I
Let's
mean,
get it.
we own Activision. Let's
Le-
go.
Let's get it. It was a lot of fun, and
Pull the trigger.
game adaptation. You are absolutely correct. It was locking something like that with multiple Marvel characters
Mm-hmm.
behind one did not make any sense. No one liked that Spider-Man was just locked in over here. Nobody liked that. Nobody liked that. If you're a gamer, you didn't like that, right? But this right here that had multiple, especially since it was kind of coming off of the success of, I want to say Black Panther had just come out. And so you have a hit movie that, you started to see with what came right after that. In game? I forget the order. So it was somewhere stuck in between, right? And so you're getting all these characters, and it had some fire characters that you haven't seen in a while. And the combinations that you could make, the teams, and it gave you different rewards for putting different characters together. Like if you just put the various Avengers teams together, you got different perks. Um, it was a really, really well done game. It should have been on everything. People missed out on that one. And I guarantee if it dropped somewhere, people would play it. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And they gave you a lot of content. They gave you a lot of content on Nintendo. Bought it all. Played it all. Great stuff. Oh, Nintendo, they actually published the third one. Well, shit.
Mm. Okay. I was doing something and I've totally jumped back in and lost my place. What were we just talking about?
It happens to the host from time to even the best hosts.
Fire
It
break.
happens from time to time.
Fire break. Yep, that's right. I think it's because I was like, we went to Redfall and then we went to somewhere else. And
Yeah,
I
I kind of took us all the way around because I was trying to get to the point of, like it has a lot of great potential. It looks to be better than right now at this stage than Redfall was. Redfall had a lot of potential, and if they actually wanted to go back to that IP, I still think Redfall has a lot of great potential,
Yes.
especially on. I think it does though because
See,
just on
Love
the
playing
just on the
Redfall.
co-op part, but they got to reboot. They got to do something because if they don't actually get that where the synergies are good, then I wouldn't want to get into it because I think it would be cool
skip
if we could jump
Redfall
in
and
and it
just
plays. Yeah.
redo it as a different IP with that co-op component.
Okay.
All right. I think before we go any further, Nintendo, Microsoft, Ubisoft, who were the other? Google. There were 5 of them. I feel like there was one, and EA have all come together to include, and I'm trying to think the name, in to be managed by ESA, the Entertainment Software Association, as a cross-industry effort to do an accessible games initiative. So basically, what that means is there's going to be clearer communication around certain accessibility features when it comes to subtitles, narrated menus, auditory features, gameplay features, input features, visual features, when you see it in storefronts and product pages, so you know exactly what the accessibility features are for any game. And I don't know how much we want to talk about this in any way, shape, or form, but I think it is really cool to see that there's a lot of the industry coming together to make sure that this is being put to the forefront, because we see what Xbox is doing with their accessibility controller, including the release of their joystick. Kind of disappointed to see PlayStation isn't in here, but they have time to come into that space. I'm going to throw to you, KY. What are your thoughts on this? Because this has just come up within the last couple of days, this news. Yeah.
Everything you've mentioned, basically what it comes down to is a quality of life and an accessibility feature. And to not see Sony in there, it really, to be honest, and not too few words, it pisses me off. I mean, how far are you going to go with this closed off garden of ecosystem that you have? Please evolve and evolve now. You're hurting you're hurting your fan base. You're hurting gamers. You're not helping anybody out. Yet you may be selling plastic, but obviously you're not selling games because you've decided to go the PC route with many of your games, including day one with Helldivers. Just come on, man. Just Berlin, break down that wall. Bring everybody into the fold. You have great developers. Naughty Dog is a great developer. So many others. Just stop it. I really hate this. Just give everybody the access to, just break them down.
I think like when you're thinking of like just the idea of this accessibility games initiative and having sort of a unified idea around what these all look like, so no matter which storefront you're in, you know exactly what you're looking for, is fantastic, because it's going to be 24 tags. They're going to be large and clear around what each game is inclusive of, so that you understand if you are one of the people who require this, you can easily find what you need in order to know, is it worth putting my time and money into this game? Because they've got features that support me as a gamer. And it's not going to apply to every one of us, because majority of people do not require those accessibility features. But for those who are part of our community, definitely do want to see that and get it brought to the forefront, because they're just as important as everyone else. Yeah. Soul.
It's a part
Mhm.
of it's a big part of inclusion as gamers for
Yep.
people's their physical limitations. You
Mm-hmm.
should.
No, 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 Bob. No, no, no. We don't want no damn DEI in gaming. Nope. Nope. No, we don't want it. Keep that shit out of it. That's what they say. So you
When
know
you
what?
say
Sorry for them.
DEI, I say accessibility.
So sorry for them. Hey, God shouldn't have made them that way, huh? They got to deal with the shit, huh? It sounds fucking stupid when you hear me say it like that. Exactly.
100%.
Okay, and I'm done. I'm not gonna keep on ranting about that. But let me just tell you something. When I saw the other day, I saw a post. Um, it may not have been from him, but it was Steve Saylor. Is that the guy's name? He's blind, right? Or he's like legally blind, or he's done stuff with
Visually
Microsoft and other
challenged.
gaming. He's visually challenged, and he had some kind of a control. I think it was him. I think it was him.
The Xbox
He had
adaptive one?
he had like this. It was like a new controller, and
The
it was like,
joystick one, which is
yeah,
wired. It's
it was like,
the new goes straight into
yeah,
the Xbox adaptive controller.
okay,
The new peripheral they've added into that. Yeah.
right. And so when I saw that, I was like, wow, man. I was like, this is what needs to happen. They, these not publishers, but like Microsoft and PlayStation and Nintendo and anything PC, they need to continue to push the envelope to make sure that folks who enjoy gaming can enjoy gaming. And it makes it accessible so they
Removing
can
barriers.
enjoy gaming.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, if it's all about money, make your money.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
if I'm a gamer and I needed that, why wouldn't I get something to enhance my gaming or to make gaming more accessible for me? You know what I mean? So I can enjoy it. So if something like that would cramp my hands, or don't have all 10 fingers, or whatever the hell it is, right? And that would make it more accessible, what are we doing? And so it's really it's really disheartening to see that PlayStation was not on that list again, and I hope that they do, because that is just, let's just say, I mean, we already know, it's just it's not a good look. It's really not a good look, you know.
yeah. I
And
mean,
But
they have
um,
accessibility features. We saw
yeah, yeah,
them get called out for The Last of Us Part 2 around the accessibility features in there. But to
yeah,
have like a way that you can just easily identify everyone who's got those
yeah.
features, and to not have to just buy a game and then go into the settings to see if it has the accessibility features that you need in order to
Mm-hmm.
play a game. And when you look into it around the fact, like, if you purchase a game, whether it's through Steam or through Xbox, and you download the game, you turn it on, you load it up and look at the settings, and you're like, oh, this game isn't for me because it doesn't have the features I need, you can refund it. But on PlayStation side, the moment you download that game, you can't refund it. And that
yep.
is a horrible situation. So this accessibility features before you buy, being able to
Mm-hmm.
see what features
Mm-hmm.
it's got immediately, this
Mm-hmm.
is why PlayStation's needs to be on there.
Hey,
It does
yeah.
bother me.
Yeah.
It it's it should be a no brainer. I mean, why would you not support this initiative? It's just it's almost it's borderline asinine. It's like I said,
Mm,
how far does your wall go to
I don't
block
know.
out people that need accessibility recommendations for games?
Mm.
Yeah,
Hey, hey,
because
hey. No, go ahead. I'm just talking.
I was just gonna say, yeah, because this would be so good at being able to like potentially filter searching on whatever storefront you're on for games that have a specific accessibility feature that you need. Like, how far is this going to go to make it easier and easier for people to access their games? I am excited that we're seeing game industry giants coming in here and going, all right, we're going to have this collective this is something that we're going to focus on because they want to support everyone being able to play their games because they want to be sustainable into the future. And that
Right.
means software sales. And that means making sure that any gamer who games is able to play or have access to the games that they want to play. Nero, we haven't heard from you. What are your thoughts on this? Because I know you added this, I feel like, as a topic to our topics list. So what are your thoughts on
Yeah,
this?
yeah, I think it's dope that Nintendo and Xbox and everybody else that's participating is adding it. More accessibility options, the better. Everybody that love to game should be able to game, no matter what problems they may have to face and deal with daily life. Yeah, definitely disappointing to see Sony not in there. Hopefully, they hurry up and uh, get in on that. Like, it's
Yeah.
literally no reason not to be in on it. Um, but I love this for people who need to see what the games they'll be able to play just off rip, like you said, Panda, before purchasing and stuff like that would be dope. So
Yeah.
that's my take, man. I love to see it, man.
All right.
As far as the people that support it, Sony need to go ahead and tighten up.
We're almost at
It
the end of the
almost
show. Sorry.
it almost makes you wonder, right, from a PR perspective, if Xbox hadn't been one of the first people to jump on this initiative, if PlayStation hadn't done it. And when Xbox was one of the forefront runners on this initiative, PlayStation backed off and said, "No, we're not going to be a part of it because we want to keep ourselves separate."
Or they want to do their own thing. But then I'm like,
Yeah,
who knows? Who knows?
I know, I know. I hate the politics of gaming almost as much as I hate the politics of the world.
Yes,
Ugh.
exactly. Yeah, 100%. I just want to quickly, because we've got two more topics. So there was a recent Xbox UI image around a new Xbox UI, and if you may not have noticed it, you would have seen Steam games listed as one of the searchable options or filters in there, and then that was quickly taken down, saying it was a mistake. And I know we were talking about handhelds earlier, but I just want to kind of like talk about the possibility of what that means when you're looking at Play Anywhere, when you're looking at this as an Xbox, and being able to play Steam games on there, because it's not just Steam games. When you think about it, any game on Steam would be potentially playable through this. That would be PlayStation games as well. So there's a lot of, I guess, flow on things that could come from this as a result. Bob, you're our guest. Did you see this? What were your thoughts on the possibility of what this could mean, especially with the Xbox handheld or Xbox ecosystem having the ability to play Steam games? And do you think PlayStation would potentially figure a way out to block access to their games through this?
Um, I don't, it seems to me like, so Xbox, the way Xbox looks at things, they don't really care. Xbox doesn't take the side of fanboys. Xbox is,
Correct.
yeah, they've not really ever
They take the side of
endorsed.
money.
Yeah, they've never really endorsed fanboys or fanboys' perspectives. But I seem to think that the way PlayStation runs their business, it's almost as if fanboys are the people that are on the board of directors. But at the same time, if you've got a device that runs a Windows kernel and Windows 11, it's almost like, well, how do you do that? We've got our games on Steam, and this kernel runs Steam, and these games are going to. It comes down to a whole fanboy perspective. Of course, you're going to have people on Twitter that are taking a picture from their phone of their Xbox handheld running Horizon or running God of War, and it's, I really think that's as far as it's going to go. You're going to
Yeah.
have fanboys saying, "Look, I'm playing PlayStation games on Xbox handheld." I don't think the big corporations are really going to care
I don't think so.
because PlayStation knows that you still bought their game, you still paid them money on Steam to get their game. They don't care where you play it because you've already given them your money.
They can count you as a monthly active user as well.
Exactly, exactly. So I don't see a big issue here. For the of course the fanboys are going to flex, and
Mm.
that's just the toxicity of it. But from the corporation standpoint, I don't see any kind of block going on whether what device you can play your Steam games on. I don't see it.
And this is a conversation today, but in 5 years' time, this isn't going to be a conversation. This is going to
No.
be the new norm. So it's
Yep.
just kind of interesting seeing what's happening at the moment. Solely. What are your thoughts on potential Steam mention in the new UI from Xbox?
Hey, I mean, I was just like everybody else who is wanting something like this, really excited about it. It just, just for me, it's like knowing that transition or just being able to have
100%.
really not just my two, well, three normal outlets. I'll have a fourth outlet as well. And then with the way that Games Anywhere, Play Anywhere is shaping up, and hopefully, as we see, hey man, this is it. So I'm really excited about what we saw. The fact that it was taken down lets us know that it was premature. It wasn't meant for us to see. It was meant for someone else to see, so they can probably get some marketing ready and get it juiced up and whatnot, or to whatever other entity, whether it was inside of Microsoft or outside. It was for somebody else to see. We saw it a little early. We all know they dropped that shit so we can get more buzz around it. They've been doing a great job about the way they're dropping buzz and keeping Microsoft in these streets. They have been great at that. Now, if they could just really fully get behind the marketing of Game fucking Pass, because there's still too many people who don't know about it, who should know about it. But that's another topic.
Yeah,
But I think we can all agree the marketing for Game Pass is shit. Grassroots
100%.
doesn't work for this. You got to do something a little different for Game Pass. Okay, but this right here is dope. I'm so excited about it. I don't think there's a way they could do any blocking. So when I heard it, I'm thinking like, nah, they're still getting paid. At the end of the day, you're paying the
Fishing
bills.
out the third party.
Yeah, you're paying the bill. So it's all good. I mean, is it something that anyone would like? No, but this is the way that the hey, what's the world by what's the song by Earth, Wind and Fire? That's the way of the world. There you go. That's the way. Y'all don't know that. Y'all might not know that one. I'm old, baby. You got to be a music fan to know that Earth, Wind and Fire right there.
I'm
But
sorry.
it's the way.
I was just singing it. I realized I was muted, but I was just
That's the
singing the whole. I was.
way. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. And
Dude,
the thing
I'm
for years.
eclectic, dude. I love music. I
Okay,
listen to
baby, that's what I'm
everything.
talking about right there. Hey, hey. You know what? Hey, KY, when I checked on, I jumped on your show real quick to check you out, and before you got going, I heard your voice. I said, wait a minute. It might be a brother on the other side of this
Oh
microphone. And when I
shit,
saw that you came up, and I was like, okay,
dude,
wait a minute,
dude. I
okay.
got
But
nobody can see it, but on the
yeah,
wall behind the camera, I have 6 guitars, and I used to play in a band. I was lead guitarist, and I'm very eclectic. I listen to everything, literally everything. I'm a great connoisseur and lover of music. If
hey
it's got
man.
soul and if it's got rhythm, dude, I'm there and I know it.
Say,
Yes.
because
Mm,
that
yeah.
that that EWF, that is it. So that being said, Panda, I love to see it. I'm excited to see what's going to come about with this. It looks like it is probably going to drop. I would think it's going to drop more so with the handheld, like with this ROG. Then when they talk about that, probably at, somebody said earlier, call it X3, not E3. And so I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. And we kind of get the test with this first handheld that's coming out, and I want to see how it's going to play as far as the console is going to work as well. So this is
Yeah.
exciting.
It is a good
Exciting
time to be a
news.
gamer,
Oh my
regardless of whether
gosh.
you're going to buy Xbox native hardware or whether you're going to buy a PC or a third-party handheld hardware or
Hmm.
anything like that. If it's running Windows to some degree, you will be able to access Xbox. So I feel like that's the biggest thing. And Play Anywhere is massive. I feel like we're getting to a point where people are just really over the, I guess, loyalties to plastic boxes. And it's like, why can't we be loyal to the games?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nero, I know you're definitely there because you're a gamer and you've got everything essentially except PC, but we know that's coming. Nero, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's dope to see, man. The more options for gaming and the more games at gamers' fingertips, man. No matter the platform, is always good to see, man. Y'all
Mm.
pretty much said most of what I had to say about it. I think it's good to see though. I'm just more interested to see like when is we gonna get a just full reveal of all of this. You know, I'm more excited for X3. Ready to see
I'm
what
just
that's
like,
about to be hitting on.
let's stop talking about it. Let's just have it
Yeah,
early.
I'm ready to see. But it's dope, man. I'm interested to see where Xbox is going forward, man.
Hmm.
A lot of things being said, and I'm just interested to see how it all play out in the end.
Well, I'm gonna. I agree. I think we're all kind of just really chomping at the bit, waiting to see what it is going to be. I'm going to throw us into our last topic, and I'm going to start off with you, Nero. Future game show. What were any key highlights that stood out to you? And we'll just go round. And yeah, were there any games that? I mean, we talked about Firebreak, so that was one game that was one of
Yeah,
their one more things almost right
I
at the
think
end.
the Chronos New Dawn gameplay trailer looked dope, and we got a little more information about it.
Yeah,
Them saying it's pretty much the like a Dark Souls of horror or something like that to that aspect. So I'm interested in that. The standalone gameplay trailer looked really good. The Metal Eden gameplay as well. As you can see, I started putting the games I thought was dope in there. That as far as I got because I was sitting down actually watching it and I got sidetracked. But it was some little cool announcements. A few of the accounts that I follow on Twitter for like my gamer news, they was highlighting a lot of the games. So it's just I
yeah.
kind of look at this as just like kind of the kickoff to leading into Summer's Game Fest and the NX3 and the rest of the showcases and stuff like that. So some pretty dope things in there for sure.
There were lots of demos announced actually. So if
Yeah.
you haven't watched the show and if you happen to play Steam, um, go check out some of the demos that released if you want to look into these games any further. There was some really, I guess, there was a diversity of games in amongst this. KY, Bob, was there anything that you saw stood out to you from what you have seen of this? Sorry, you're muted.
Sorry, I was just getting a diamond membership to this channel because I like it so much.
Ah, man, appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
No, so yeah, I was again, I'm going to what I'm gonna say is a lot is gonna sound a lot what Nero said. I do I really liked the look of I love Chronos Trigger
Mm.
and seeing that kind of as an evolution of next gen gaming that yeah, I mean I can't wait to see that. And of course we saw the Ubisoft game. Um that Firewatch is going to be amazing. And yeah, it's got me pumped up. Like I said, gamers are going to be eating so well this year. We're going to have to go see our doctors by October for obesity because we're going to be fat
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
high blood pressure and everything. It's going to be
100%.
crazy.
Yeah, we eating good, man. My brother Demo Flow Gaming, what's good, man? With the $5 super chat, we really appreciate you, man. We appreciate you too, KY, man. It means a lot, bro, for the membership as well. Let's go ADS and Assassin's Creed Shadows for the night. Hit that like button, y'all. Yes, definitely. Please hit that like button, guys. If you're listening, tuning in now, or if you're listening later in the week, really appreciate it, man. Yo, Demo, bro, you're gonna love it, bro. Like Demo, man. Like KY was just saying, bro, we so fucking just
We're
so
eating
many
good
great
this year.
games. And make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Demo Flow Gaming as well, man. He's been streaming a lot more, just streaming games. I love his KCD2 streams and stuff like that. So just between Assassin's Creed Shadows and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 alone this year, just two beautiful, just technical sound games, man, all around. Then you throw in Splitgate that I keep forgetting somehow, which is another amazing game. Like, yo, this year has just been spectacular for gaming, man. I don't understand how people could just sit back and just let negativity and just stupidity overwhelm them in gaming, man. Like, we're living in one of the golden ages, I believe, man. This is definitely one of my favorite generations of gaming so far.
Mm.
Just brace it all, man. Game, love it. Can't go wrong. I'm sorry, that super chat.
No,
Sorry,
you're good. Thank you for yeah, no, I was going to ask you to read it out, so you beat me to it, Nero.
I mean, preach, dog. This is. I mean, a lot of people are looking at it as kind of a. But this is one of the golden ages of gaming because we're seeing the landscape change to where these walls of exclusivity are finally coming down, and everybody's getting access to the games that have garnered so much attention and so much love, and until this point have been closed off to what subscription gardens. It's just stupid. I love
I
to
agree.
see it, and I can't wait to see
Great.
where
Yeah.
this goes because we're on a track to where everybody is going to get to experience everything, no matter where they're at, and it's really a great thing as a gamer. It really is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a point where I can just go, I'm a gamer, and then everyone's like, what platform do you play on? I'm like, I play on these. And to not get like the side eye if I'm not playing on
Yeah,
PlayStation.
exactly.
I don't get why, like, I'm still a gamer. I've PC, Switch,
As
Xbox.
soon as I seen KJ profile picture with the half Xbox, half PlayStation, I said, "See, this guy gets it." I
Yeah.
said, "I'm gonna like him already." I said, "I like
Yeah.
that guy." Before I even heard
Um,
his voice.
Soul, what about you? Was there anything that you saw from what I don't know if you watched the full thing? Thank you for becoming a channel member, KY. Really appreciate it. Um,
I'm a big dog now. Hoo, 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 hoo.
love it, love it, love it. But Soul, was there any games that stood out to you? I know we talked about Remedy's game already, but yeah, was there anything or anything that you re-saw that's already been announced that you were like, it's almost here?
No, because I have to be honest to say that I didn't. Once I stopped, I didn't go back to finish it off. Not even for the show. I
It's
didn't.
okay.
Yeah. I will go back and check out. I will go back and it like my drive. When I leave here in a minute, I'll throw it on so I can kind of hear what's going on, and then I'm sure something will kind of catch my attention. I'll try to watch a little
Yep.
bit. So I
Yep.
can't say that there's something in there. I do want to say one thing though. Go watch because I was listening to it on the way over here. Go watch C Money and Doodle's show from I think last night. Chico was on last night and he had an epic rant, but it was so on point. My man, I wanted to get out the car and hit you up and be like, yo, I felt you. When I tell you he was saying it with his motherfucking chest, oh my god, it was so good last night. So the rant was dope, man. So go back, check that out. I can't remember the mark, and he might be able to put it in the chat when he started in, but it's really really good, and he made some really solid
Mm.
points where they were. It's just overall with gaming, some of the things that we hit on here today. He
Yeah.
he had a nice. It was. Hey man, great job. So if you can find that mark and throw it in the chat right quick or hit us up or something, and I'll put it back out there, because man, it was really good. More people need to hear that and just be open to what you were saying, man. Really good
Mm,
points. So outside of that, that's it.
that's
I
it.
see the panda is up,
Yeah, I want
and I'm
lunch.
over
It's
here
like 3
myself.
p.m.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly just talk a little bit about what I saw at Future Game Show. I think I there was quite a few games, because I didn't watch it live, that I just kind of semi skipped through. I saw them, but I like sped through them because they just aren't my cup of tea. I know the gameplay style. I just don't care for it. So from what I did see of the games that I do like, I was intrigued. I think Hell Clock was looked visually pleasing around the art style. What was a big standout for me though was Great Old Games, their preservation program. I think if you don't know about that, their whole thing is about maintaining classic games for the future generation. So it's all about making sure that any old game that's in this, you can play it into the future regardless of what the hardware is. And with the way game preservation is going and things like that, it's so important to make sure that you can still play these games when you upgrade your hardware, when you move over to a handheld. And this is where I think this is one storefront that the Xbox handheld really needs access to. And who knows what the actual Xbox like console's going to be around its UI, and what you have access to around Steam games, or even GOG games would also be fantastic. So they announced, I think it was 20, I feel like it was 20 games being added into the preservation program, from like Fallout 2 to Silent Hill 4, The Room. Yeah, there were quite a few different games that they showed in there, and that was probably the highlight for me, was that announcement, because there are like so many old games that I feel like have gone and been lost in obscurity as a result of not being set up and future proofed. So that's really what I wanted to talk about. We saw bits around South of Midnight, bits around Clear Obscure Expedition 33. There were a whole heap of other games that I feel like are coming into Game Pass that if you want to try, you can try. Yeah, I think overall it was a really good show.
Yeah.
Nothing else to add to that.
Awesome.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I agree. Again, we're gonna close out the show. Yes, feed the panda. I do want some lunch. Want something to eat. Thank you so much. It's gone over 3 hours. I feel like we can always talk forever. I just want to
Yeah,
say a
we
big
can.
shout out to KY Bob for joining us. You've been a fantastic guest. Thank you for becoming a member. Really, I've really appreciated having you on this show. Really appreciated Soul and him delving into the what does KY stand for conversation. Very entertaining. And if you and if you've been on our show before, you know exactly where our minds go. But I'm going to throw to you, KY. Where can people find you? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm KY Bob on every platform. Sometimes it's KY underscore Bob. Sometimes it's K underscore Y underscore Bob. And then sometimes there was an imposter on that service that had Bob, so I had to use zero as an O. But yeah, across all platforms, Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, YouTube. I run. I'm the host of the Game Set Live podcast. We happen on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Yeah,
Is it
what's
Eastern
Hump
time?
Day? Eastern time,
Okay,
Eastern
cool.
Standard Time, 8 p.m. What's Hump Day without a little KY and the boys? Yeah, you see me lean into that double entendre there
Good
of
marketing.
KY Bob. But yeah, we did our first show this past Wednesday. We had been on Thursdays, and we changed the entire layout of the show. I've had a lot of positive comments about it. I've had content creators reach out to me wanting to know how I was able to do that video with OBS, because, as you know, OBS is free and you don't have to pay for it. So obviously, content creators are wanting to know how they can get their streams to look that good without paying a penny. So yeah, I mean, check us out. We try and stay as even keel as possible, not try to come off too fanboyish. Just try and report the news and our honest takes on what we see happening in the gaming industry.
Sound like my type of show. I got to tune in.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Well, I know you've asked me to guest, it's just my time zone issue. So one of these days when
No.
I am sick, I will definitely have to jump on and be a guest on your show there.
Your time zones suck.
Yes! Work! Damn you. All these shows that I can't be a part of because I'm at work when they're live, and I'm like, what? What
You
is
just
this?
gotta,
Having a
Candy,
day
you
job.
just gotta move to the States. You just gotta move to the States. That's the way it is. No matter where you are in the States, you're no more than 3 hours off of anybody else in the States. Just
There you
keep that in
go.
mind.
There you go. There you go. But I'm in the future, so I get
Oh,
access to a
oh
lot of
yeah.
games first. So I'm okay with
I
that.
do too. If I set my time zone to New Zealand, you see, it
That's
works
true. That is true.
too.
Soul. Where can everybody find you? I'm so glad you're back this week. Oh, always good to have you.
Well, yeah. You know, the good people can find me anywhere they want to, really. I mean, yeah, you gotta do is look and
Yeah, I
just
doxed
call
him
on
last
me.
week, so you can find him. No, I'm kidding.
No, you can you can find me at I got soul on Twitter, Blue Sky, not PlayStation anymore, and especially Xbox now. The difference is with on Xbox, you have to take out the W in the KNOW. It is no W, it's just KNO.
That's because
For
your
whatever
name's too
reason,
long, right?
it was. I had
I didn't say it.
KY.
Did I?
KY. I had to stay away from that one, buddy. I had to stay away from that one. But yeah, you can imagine. So, yes, take out the W, and I am there. I am there, and I'm gonna try to see what I can get into tonight. Yeah. I think tonight's going to be a nice little gaming night. It's great weather down here. In Dallas, and open up some windows, get that balcony door open, and yeah, probably in the night with a nice old fashioned or two and some good gaming.
So many things
Yeah.
I could say about old fashioned, but I'm not going to, Sol.
Mhm.
Hey, I appreciate a good old fashioned. Let me tell you.
I know
You
that's
Yes,
know
right.
what goes into an
That's
old
what he said.
fashioned? You know what goes into an old fashioned is Kentucky straight bourbon.
There
Just
you
saying.
go.
Just saying. I
I
can
do love
appreciate
my
a good one.
bourbon. I haven't. Oh, I haven't had any proper alcohol in such a long time.
yeah. No doubt. But that's where the good people can find me. And everyone, please, hey, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Nero, you know what I'm gonna say. Where can everybody
I
avoid
beat you to
you?
it. You can find me all over the place, everyone. Goddamn.
Avoid
Nah,
him,
I'm just
people.
playing. Out here fighting the good fight, man. The gamers fight, man. Just happy to be gaming. Happy to come chop it up with the community, man. Every Saturday. Love you guys. It was a pleasure to meet you, Bob. Definitely try to come on your show in the future, man. If I'm free, guys, I will be on Game Dave show tomorrow night. So I definitely will be sliding through there, man, showing some love and support. Make sure. I appreciate everybody that came out here, man. NextGenNero on all platforms. Uh, yeah, just happy to be gaming, man. Love everybody that come out and support us.
Yes, always. When are we getting the Drunks ADS episode? When I'm back to drinking alcohol, Lyric. Right now, I am not
Mm.
drinking alcohol.
Lyric, you do not want that because, brother, let me
Oh,
tell you, I don't know
I
what
might
you're
go on
gonna
for
get.
6 hours.
I
I
do
don't
want
know
to
what
say
you're gonna get.
When we like all fall asleep live on the show because we've had too much to drink.
I don't know.
Yo, see,
I
this why I don't like smoking because you got people like Far Q in the chat want to goddamn point out all my mishaps. Screw you, guy. All right.
Oh
I heard it
goodness.
too, but I was like, I've already
Hey,
corrected you.
when he said Game Dave, I was like, Game Dave, who the hell is that? I mean, is that like Dave the Diver's little brother?
I
I
know
With
mean, what
damn
is
well I
Dave
meant
on
Web Dave, man. You sons
Gamertag.
of guns.
Yeah, put in your podcast.
I've been on a lot of.
Shout
I've
out
been a
Web
guest
Dave,
on
though,
a
man.
lot of shows, and I got to say, I really enjoyed guesting on this one. No offense, but more than I have on some other shows because I think this show really it captures the perfect balance of getting off the rails just enough to be fun and enjoyable, but not to where you're at the point of, oh God, will they please get on to the next topic? And I have that problem with my own show. We'll get on a topic and somebody will mention something else, and here we go down the rabbit hole that we'll never get out of until an hour later, and then I'm trying to fit in the rest of the topics in another hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did. Panda, I enjoyed this show. The way it's ran and just the flow of everything and the cohesiveness of your panelists was just amazing. I really had a good time. I can't recommend it enough.
Richie, just want to shout out to Richie there. He brought Nero and I together and Soul, and we miss him every day. And we got to get him to guest because I know he can't do full time with everything that's going on in his world.
Definitely.
But yes, thank you so much, KY Bob. Would just want to
Yeah, that
say,
means a lot,
really
bro.
enjoyed having you on, and it does, yeah, it means a lot. So we do it each and every week, and we have fun while we're doing it. I can't be serious. I just can't. Life's too boring to be serious
Yeah,
every
it's too
every
short
second.
too. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
like my dad jokes. I like innuendo. Like, just have a bit of fun
Mhm.
with it.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally. You got to do it.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're gonna hit out. You know where you can find me, Red Dead Panda on X, on Blue Sky, on Xbox, on here. Um, each and every one of you to our chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for putting up with Nero's grifting each week. Sorry, Nero. And just thank you all for just keeping the chat going and making us laugh because we have so much fun on the show. So yeah, we're gonna head out. We've got Lyric next week on the show. But we will see you all next week. Behave yourselves. Yeah.
Mhm. Peace.
Bye.